Hey guys. Okay, so Sunday reading here. We're going to take a look at any messages that you need to know as far as your healing journey, maybe something that a message from your guides or from spirit, depending on, what it is that you believe in, what it is that you feel like that you may need at this time or need to hear at this time. So this is kind of an open reading, but I want to really more focus on the healing aspect of things. Okay, so what we have in front of us here this is the Moon Witch Oracles. So they have a tarot deck as well, but this is their oracles. And we're going to pull a card from here so we can get our pick of piles. So pile 1, y'all have manifestation. What you seek is seeking you. Okay. So pile 2, y'all have the waning gibbous. So count your blessings. Pile 3, y'all have the full moon. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. And one more, guys. Pile 4. We'll just take this one because it's right there, and it's the blue moon. You are ready. You are ready. Make your masterpiece. Okay. So there you go. So that's it. So there'll be a little meditation in the description box down below. You can find all the timestamps for everything. And if you want to just take a deep breath, close your eyes for a minute, open your eyes, focus on which pile that's pulling you in the most. There may be more than one message for you, so if you feel drawn to more than one pile, that can happen. And I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose a manifestation card and this piece of agate here. Now, I didn't have this in the intro, but I had it in the meditation portion because these cards I've realized that I may get in trouble for that. So I'm going to keep that on there, and I'm just going to move this card over here so you can see it a little better. But so this is about manifestation. So what do you need to know? So I'm assuming that this has something to do with manifestation, obviously. And it also says what you seek is seeking you. So you may be having a hard time trying to figure out what it is that you really want. And it may be actually something that could be right in front of you, and maybe you're getting in your head a little bit about it, and that's why you're coming to this reading. So I'm going to read what this card says here real quick. It says, manifestation is the practice of turning your thoughts into reality. You have done 100,000 times before, and you continue to do it every minute of your life, whether consciously or subconsciously. With manifestation, whatever you focus on is what you bring into your reality. For example, when we seek happiness and truly work for it, we receive happiness. If you focus on whatever you truly desire, the laws of nature will work to deliver it to you. You are part of nature and the universe. So manifestation starts with you. Focus on happiness. Focus on your goals and your desires instead of the problems and obstacles that you might face. Take the first step towards your goal. Stop negative self-talk and be brave. The universe is always on your side. Okay. There is a quote that says, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. So I feel like obviously this is what your reading is going to be about. So I'm going to put this, it's funny too how she's on that broomstick and she's like leaning back like, like she's ready to go, right? She's like, yes, let's do this. Okay. So actually, I'm going to put this over here so maybe y'all can see it a little better. Closer to the camera that way. Okay, so we're going to jump right into tarot this time. And we're using the fountain deck, the fountain tarot, for your reading here. And also, I pulled the charm box here. So we're going to get some charms at the end. that I can kind of go off of. So I don't want to spend, I'm going to read those intuitively for advice. So I don't want to spend too much time on the tarot. We'll also get one card. Well, I say that. I'll probably get a little more than that when it comes to the oracles to get some advice as well. Okay, so pile 1. This has to do with you getting out of your head, seeing things clearly, getting back kind of on track mentally when it comes to what you desire, what you want, and what that really is. So let's take a look. Oh, okay. That card came flying right out. It's the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So Spirit's kind of a little being a smart ass here. They're kind of telling you that you need to get up and go. You need to do something. The Knight of Swords in reverse. You know, you're not taking the actions that you need to take in order to achieve what you're wanting, the happiness that you're wanting. So let's get more into that. And some of you, I can already tell, I can already feel y'all. Some of you are like, I have been. I've been doing everything. I think a lot of this for most of you has to do with your mental space. It doesn't matter when the outside of yourself, if you are, you know, everything is going right, or it seems like you're doing everything right. Mentally, if you are, you know, giving yourself some not so great pep talk up there, externally it's acting in that way. You know, whatever is in your mind is what you're living. And the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. Yeah. Some of you are just not satisfied with where you are, like things are not going in the direction that you want. You may have actually everything it is that you possibly have wanted, and you're at a point now for some of you to where you're like, well, I don't know what I want from here, but I know I'm not happy where I'm at. I feel like now for some of you, you've reached a certain kind of goal, and you've realized that, okay, now I have this, but now I don't know where to go from here, what I want from here. I mean, what else do I need? What else do I need to have that's going to bring me some happiness or bring me what I want in my life? Some of you may just, I feel that heavy here for a lot of you. Like you've already reached some goals here. The Three of Pentacles, commitment. Committing to something is difficult for you. So you may go into a venture into a couple of different things or ideas even of that, and then committing to something is hard. You may even try different things in your life. Try to do things differently in your life, you know, to try to, like, you're searching for this enthusiasm, because you're not in a place to where you feel really enthusiastic about where you are. You know, this could be work here. This could be something that you've been committed to as well. The Knight of Wands. Yeah. So you're looking for this guy right here. This one right here. This Knight of Wands. You're looking for him. Well, what happened to that person that was so like excited and wanted to go for it, you know, and they wanted to explore, and they kind of didn't, you know, that feeling when you kind of don't care, you want something so much, you fly back past all the negativity, all the things that people say that it can't happen. It's like you don't even care because you want that thing so bad. You want to be able to explore that, and you're just going for it, and you feel confident, you know. You want that. That's something that you're desiring. And the Devil in reverse. Get off your back. You know, get things off your back. Get the feelings off your back. The feelings of where you've kind of just started to feel like you're in sort of a rut, or this sounds really familiar to a personal reading I just got done doing not too long ago. So I wonder if you know who you are if you're watching this. I'm very curious if this is the one that you picked. This just sounds so kind of familiar to that. This is Capricorn energy that's here as well. So that might be a giveaway for somebody. This Devil in reverse. Get that devil off your back. When do you remember a time when you weren't afraid to do things? Afraid to take a risk? You remember when you were like, You didn't have anything to lose, you know. That in life, that puts a lot on us. When we gain more responsibilities, things in our life, then we might have something more to lose. It weighs us down in a way to where we kind of lose that ability to be enthusiastic about the things that we want, the goals that we have, or to get more in life, you know. That's when we start to get in trouble, to be honest with you, because your mind starts to get to a place to where you're curious about other things, and sometimes that can lead to the devil. You know what I mean? Like, you get kind of bored, or just things just get to be just so mundane, or it's just like routine in a way. But we can use that curiosity for not the devil, but for the good things. You know, we can use that curiosity to venture into better things. And for some of you, that might be something that you're experiencing right now. You've recognized maybe that when you do get like bored with life in a way, that you start to either get into the negativity of things, negative mindset, or you start to go towards more negative things out of boredom, you know, and that curiosity is there. If you become self-aware of that, you could be somebody that's trying to really look at, okay, so if that's something that I do, how can I use this to better me? Because there's always a flip side to it, right? So instead of being curious and venturing into the not so great things for you, then you're being curious about things that could benefit you. Curious about reading a book, you know, like curious if you could accomplish certain things that would better you. Like, I'm going to try to read so many books this month, you know, to like motivational books or self-help books, or books about something particular that you're trying to learn something about. This can look in the way of studying as well, like you're trying to redirect your mind into something. There may be some kind of motivation outside of this that's pushing you in some way. It's over here. We'll get to that later, maybe. I don't know if we'll go more into that, but I feel like that there's something here that's some kind of motivation for you at this time. It's kind of like feeling of, it's competition, but I don't feel like it's competition like real negative. There's something it's a benefit to you. It's benefiting you because it's pushing you in some way. Okay, whatever that is. Could be something happening to you in your life. Could be someone. It could be, it's just simply that self-awareness. So take that how it resonates for you guys. Tell me about the Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Chariot. Cancer energy. This is getting yourself into that place that you need to go. And they're saying, get off your rear here. This is very pushy right here. This kind of energy I'm picking up on from this side in particular. It's such like a smart assy kind of energy. It's like if you want to get somewhere, you have to take action, right? This action here is important. Take action to what? The Chariot. This is about putting faith over fear, getting in your chariot and taking the reins to lead you in the best direction possible, right? This is your motivation. Like this is where your motivation is sitting. But you can't just think about something. You have to actually take action on it and commit to it, which I think may be the hardest part for you. Because I think you're second guessing yourself about things quite a bit. Tell me about also maybe getting some advice about this could be really, for some of you, whatever this is, there's something here that could be relevant to you that you've kind of narrowed down into thinking of doing. And whatever that is, there's like this feeling of needing to focus on that, but possibly needing to get outside advice with whatever that is, because I think it would clear away a lot of the clutter in your mind about it. You can see it more clearly to know if you can take that risk or not. Side message, I guess. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The Fool. This is so straightforward. So the Fool is Aries energy, or Aquarius. It's like about doing something for yourself of what it is that you believe in, taking that risk. I just talked about the risk. That's why I was laughing. This is the Fool, the first major arcana in the tarot, and it's 0. So it's like starting, some of you, this could be starting over, like you don't want to start over, or you're afraid to take risk again because of you already have everything here. You have 9 of Pentacles energy. The 9 of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. It's where you have everything it is that you need. You're very independent in yourself. You're very, could be financially independent, could just be just that you feel very satisfied with what you've gained up until this point. But when it's in reverse, it can look in the way of being worried that you may not have enough, or you may not have what it is you need, or that you're just kind of in a place to where you're just not happy or satisfied with where you are, and then being afraid to take a risk because you have built yourself up to this point, right? This can look in so many different areas. This can affect you in so many different areas of your life. This can affect you in your job, in your career, in school, in work, in love, in relationships. This has to do with you taking initiative for yourself to get into a better place. And I think for a lot of you, we'll get more clarifiers, but I think for a lot of you, it may have something big to do about being very afraid of losing, or taking a risk on losing what it is that you do have. What if you're not happy doing that? What then? What then? Because then you've already lost, everything that you've gained up until this point. What if you take this risk, and what if it doesn't work out? Oh man, that's scary, isn't it? It's a scary feeling. I feel it. It's like, yeah, I think that's part of this clutter, this keeping you from committing to something. Five of Pentacles in reverse. You're afraid to commit. It could be for leaving something out into the cold, abandoning something, committing to getting yourself out of the cold here in a way is what you need to be doing. I don't know whose message that was, but that's just clear as day sentence that I just heard in my head. I don't even know what I said now. It's like, let me get back on track because that really messed me up. What did I say? That's weird. That sentence just popped in my head. I just said it and then it was gone. So that was just meant for somebody. Some of this has to do with leaving a commitment even. That Five of Pentacles, for those of you that don't understand the tarot as much, it's like when it's in reverse, it's like, well, let's talk about when it's upright. When it's upright, you're out in the cold from the sanctuary. You could go knock, but there's this feeling here that kind of sinks in about sadness. Like there is this Five of Pentacles is like a sad feeling of losing things. The feeling that made you feel. Where am I going with this? So when there's some trauma here with this for some of you. I'm trying to figure out how to find it. The feeling is like, I'm going to describe to you this. It's like when something happens to you in your childhood and you lose everything. It's like when you could be in a family to where you feel like you had a lot, and then all of a sudden something happened and you lost everything, and you had to like have a dramatic setback in your life at some point when it comes to your social status or what it is that you've gained or even in a relationship, like losing everything in that relationship. There's something there. I think it's coming from when you were young, though, but it's affected you. This is a pattern that has affected you in your life. Being afraid of being left out in the cold, or not having what it is that you need, perhaps. Being afraid to commit to something because of that. You're afraid to step out of the comfort zone and leave what you have behind to venture into something else. A lot of times in life, I think people get stuck in a place like that, though, because it's just, even though our lives are long, hopefully, or if they're not, even if just thinking about how short life is, you would think that you would want to excel and gain and build and love and have, really just live life to the fullest. But we don't do that because sometimes we're afraid. A lot of times it's because we're afraid to lose what we have built. It's about risk. This is about risk. I'm going to keep going because your reading's kind of intense. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. The King of Swords. That's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy for me. I always have seen it as Aquarius energy, but so the Knight of Swords in reverse with this, you need to be more of like this Knight of Wands kind of energy where it's that exploring, kind of feeling good. This is what's holding you back from that. It's being the King of Swords being in reverse. So it's not knowing what to do, not being clear. The King of Swords, he's very straightforward, very clear. He has to know the details. He wants to know what's the best plan going into it. And a Knight of Wands is like, let's just do this. Let's do it. And you're fighting with that within yourself. So the King of Wands in reverse is like, now hold on. You're just, wait a second. Like, we don't know what's going to happen here. We don't have a plan. We don't know what the end game is here. We cannot, it's always think about being in the car with somebody that you're traveling long distance and there's people like this. One of you and then the other of you. One of you is very cautious about everything. Very methodical, very planned out, and the other one is like, let's just stop here. Let's just do this. Let's just go here. It'll be fun. We'll just figure it out when we get there. And they're very conflicting. So you have this like part inside of you mentally that's doing this like battle. And that's part of what's restraining you and keeping you stuck from being able to really actually take that risk, right? You're fighting through your fears here, right? Give me the Devil in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. Well, the wheel's going to spin regardless of what happens, right? Regardless of where you are. This wheel's, there's nothing stopping the wheel here. Yeah. It takes time to get through certain fears too. That's something else. That's why you get stronger in life, is because taking risk is a big part of that. You start to trust your own instincts and your intuition and your gut feelings a lot more, and you feel more capable of taking risk. But you have to start somewhere, you know what I mean? You have to be able to build up that ladder. There's fate that's part of this as well, and that's another thing. We get into a position of, when we're trying to manifest something or we're just thinking about whatever, we get into a position to where we're like, okay, I feel like that everything's starting to align, everything's starting to go together, but then we're like, at somewhere in there, the devil shows up and he's like, remember me? Anxiety, stress, all this stuff. And you're like, no, okay, well, wait a second. And then you start to get kind of shaky and things start to no longer align with your energy because you're putting off like a negative energy. You ever try to put the magnets together and they don't fit? It's kind of like that feeling is here. So this is what you're working through it. There was something back here I was wanting to get. What was it? With the full. I was thinking over here. I'll get a clarifier for that. Oh, okay. I know what it is. I want to see what it is that you're struggling of. For some of you, there's something here you're leaving behind. I feel like it has to do with your foundation being a pinnacle. Something that's, I don't know, in the material world, this could look like your finances, your job, or like a relationship, or you have to put a lot of something that you've built or grown into something else. So taking a risk in that way. This can look in the way of relocating. Just, it's something grounded in something that you've had for a long time. So help me out here. Ace of Cups. It can be a relationship here for some of you, taking a risk on a relationship. What else? It's not going to be for everybody. There's different stories here. It's something that it is that you've put a lot of your heart and soul into this. Yeah, the Hermit. Virgo energy. There's the analysis. Analyzing a relationship. You've been really like thinking about it, analyzing it, maybe even been stuck on it a little bit, you know. What it is that you could lose everything with. Taking a risk. Some of you, this is taking a risk on a relationship. But outside of that, something that you feel like you've thought about this a lot. You're very, I don't know if you have heavy air in your chart. Or you're just in the zone right now with thinking about this. But there's a lot of airy energy here. A lot of analyzing that's going on in your head. But for others of you, this is just, this is like an emotional attachment to something. And it could just be like the familiarity of something, just having that safety or security of that everyday thing is something that's here. That's what we call stepping outside of your comfort zone. So the comfort is here. The comfort is also, could be in knowing that that's something that still provides for you or still gives you some sort of sense of nourishment, you know, leaving that behind. Being uncomfortable for a little while is something that you don't like, because there's what is it? Give me another one. I'm trying to figure out what it is. You have a 6 of Pentacles in the reverse and an 8 of Pentacles. I told you it was about Pentacles. You're missing the 7. Guess what the number 7 is? It's the number of alignment. Remember my story about the devil? This is part of how he's getting in your way. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse is taking a break, realizing that something's not working, realizing that something's not going making progress in something in the way that you want it to. There's a halt, a stop, like let's take a minute and evaluate kind of thing that's here. And it has to do with what it is that you want to give your energy or time or effort to. I feel like you're making some kind of decision here as well. You're pausing. There's huge pause energy here on a relationship, or about what it is that you've poured your heart into, or about what it is that will nurture you the most or best. If you really want to step outside of, if you're comfortable where you are, you know, that's just the thing, you know, we have to decide that for ourselves when we are just comfortable where we are. And it could also be that you're afraid, like this may be some sort of test about that. Like satisfied, like when am I satisfied? You may feel like that there's some kind of test about that's there with you. Like this has to do with, that's a shame wound. It is. That is a wound of when you feel shameful for not giving gratitude for what it is that you have. Like, no, I'm never satisfied. There's some hardness that you have on yourself in some way when it comes to that. but you feel shameful. Why? What is that about? No, I need to get something else. We'll figure that out. Because that's another thing. It's deep in there, but I feel like it's something else that comes up that holds you back. No, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second. We're going to use these, I guess. I feel more drawn to these. What is this about? What is this about? The shame thing. Okay. Obstacles. Yeah, I know. It just said that. Just said that. Unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. Yeah, we know. That's the whole point. What's the obstacles? What is the shame thing? It's part of what's keeping you stuck. Second chance. Giving something a second chance. Not sure if you should give something a second chance. Wondering if a relationship deserves a second chance is something that's here as well. This is part of what's keeping you stuck. There's shame around this. It's attached to what it is that you have. Having to start over with that. Oh, I know this feeling. I know this feeling because I have been divorced. Twice. And it has to do with like the feeling of feeling like what others think, or really what family thinks, what, you know, all that kind of stuff is really something that seeps in. All the disappointments are what seeps in. Disappointing others is like one of the things that seeps in. And so we relive it, we second guess it. Second chance, obstacles. That's the obstacle here. It's attached to shame around feeling like that feeling, that's what you fear. Starting over, things not going right, not being successful in that. The shame is attached to this. Wanting to go back to a comfort zone. Staying in a comfort zone. Go slow. Take time to get to know each other. Yeah, there is something here that you feel like some of this has to do with love and taking a chance. I mean, this could just be whatever it is that you do love. Person, place, thing. It's like going slow and living a new experience. Giving yourself a second chance at that. Either giving something a second chance, or having a new experience and it being your second chance in life in a way. Your second chance at something. I feel like this is a decision. I mean, this is because you're leaving your comfort zone, but I think that this is part of what's keeping you stuck because there's shame attached to this in some way. Hold on, I gotta get these other cards that I keep seeing in my head. Where are they? These ones. There's something else that's here. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon, guys, because I could go on and on, you know. Tell me one more. What is it over here? The shame thing. Success and be open to change. Holy crap, guys. Wow. That's awesome. What's the bottom of the deck say? Patience. Manifestations are on the way. I love your reading. It's so synchronistic. Okay. Be open to change. Success. Yep. It's your time to shine. Success from what you pour your heart into. So this has to do with following your heart about something. And there's such a fine line in the feeling of that, because if there's shame attached to it in any kind of way, when you follow your heart, you could be following what you feel like is wrong, or following what you feel like is, but it's not because in your heart it's really wrong. It's because you feel shameful. Does that make sense? I don't even know what I said. This also says be open to change. Be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. This is your whole entire reading. This is pretty much what I was trying to say. Be receptive to the new experiences, because the change will lead to growth within inside of you. This whole thing has to do with shame and being stuck in your comfort zone and not wanting to get out of that. Taking things slow, I think, is important. Let's go into us, though. Let's get a stack of the oracles here, and then we'll get some charms. Patience. Manifestations are on the way. I didn't even say this, but the Seven of Cups is your bottom of the deck overall energy, which is exactly the energy that you're in. And it's a 7. Imagine that. It's exactly the energy that you're in, because the Seven of Cups is when you're looking, she's standing there, she knows she has to choose something. You know, she has to choose something. And you know, this is where you are too. You're sitting in that position of the Seven of Cups, where behind you is the Six of Cups, which is the card of nostalgia, the card of memories and your comfort zone and what feels good and that home feeling. And the card that's after the Seven of Cups is the Eight of Cups, which is where you've made your choice and you're sticking to it, and you're detaching from something that you were once emotionally connected to. And it doesn't mean you're not anymore. It's just, you know, you have to remove yourself or detach in order to take that journey to figure out what your Nine of Cups is, which is your wish fulfillment. You see? So this is the energy that you're sitting in. You're in that Seven of Cups, and all those cups have something different in them, right? Some of them have happiness. Some of them have really good, successful things, adventurous things, exploration, all the fun stuff. Some of them have not so great things. Some of them can be deceptive. They may look like something, but they're not. Some of them have to do with really heavy transformation and just kind of being in a place to where your even fantasies are there, you know. And you don't know what to pick because you don't know what's going to be in that cup. You're a little bit blinded by it. You can't see what's going to happen on the other side. But it is a journey in itself, like the Eight of Cups. A journey in itself. Detaching is not an easy thing to do, you know. Detaching is difficult when you have your emotions involved in something, which you do here. You've thought about this a lot because it is something that you do love, right? You've thought about this a lot, but it's not giving to you. It's not, there's obstacles here that you're not getting somewhere. You know, you're either not getting something out of it, or it's not progressing in some kind of way, in the way that you want, especially if that's a relationship. What advice do you have for pile one moving forward with this? Look at that. Name all the things that you love. I'm going to start there. Name all the things you love. Are you one of them? That's great advice for you in this reading. I give myself all the love and attention I need. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You think about all the things that you love in something. Man, I mean, I love this. I love that. I love the way it works. I love that they know me. Or I love that I'm familiar with where I'm at. Or I love this place. Or I love, you know, my job here. I love the people, you know, or whatever it is. I love the hours. Who knows? And there's always that, right? That but you're not satisfied there. You're not happy there. You're not really getting your needs met. You're not getting, you know, you may not getting fully like respected, and it's putting a damper on all the things that you love. But are you one of them? Like, yeah, all those things around you are something that you love, but are you happy, really happy here? You know, or is that just comfortable things? Because love is comfortable, or it should be, right? that's when you start to really love somebody. You start to get real comfortable with that person. Do I know all my strengths, and am I using them? This is interesting. We all have superpowers, but it's up to us to uncover them. When we live and lead with our strengths, we are able to show up in our zone of genius. This inspires others to do the same. How can I use one of my soul's gifts today to contribute to this open and ready world? Strength. Strength is like Leo energy. It's a strength card in Tarot's Leo energy. It's also the number 8, which is about like that 8 of Cups, like walking away, detaching from something. It's number 8's like taking action, which we started with a lack of action. But it's about your pride and integrity and patience with something. Being able to tame your emotions, being able to tame your internal strength in a situation. I mean, there's so many different things that I could say about this, but I think that what it's saying here is to, when there is something here, if you're loving yourself in some kind of way, how are you really doing that? And what does that really look like? Yeah. It's funny because when I got divorced, second time, well, actually the first two, but way different. I was in a place to where I was I felt like drug under, and things weren't evolving, things weren't changing, things weren't becoming I wasn't becoming any different. If anything, I was becoming worse. And you have to really pay attention to that. Sometimes we think about, is it really me here is this who I really am, or who I really want to be? And when we detach from certain things, but we can't detach from everything. And we know when we are given our most utterly, as much inner strength we're using as we possibly can to feel confident in a situation, to straighten something out, or to be in good spirits about something. And it's just beating you down, every day. Mentally, you're strong enough to know when you need to get yourself out of a situation because it's not good for you, right? Mentally, this is your strength. This is what they're saying that you need to use at this time. Yeah. It's funny too, when we don't make decisions to do certain things, and this is what this card said, we influence other people. So let's just say you finally do leave that career or leave that job, and your coworker that was just really close to you, even though they're sad about it, you also give them kind of a boost of enthusiasm to a thought, to be like, well, what if, am I happy here? What if I could be doing better right now? It's just the way you influence others around you. And this may be really important to you. There may be someone or others around you that you're trying to influence. So this could be kids as well, which was one of my things. I want my kids, my boys, to always know that you can pull yourself out of a situation when you need to in order to better yourself, especially mentally, even though that may be a difficult thing to do. It's always necessary, because if you get into a place where you don't really know exactly kind of what's going on because you have so much anxiety or stress, all you really can do is pull yourself out of the environment. Sometimes it's the environment, pulling yourself out of the environment to have more of a clear head. And that's what you're struggling with here with that King of Swords in reverse. So for some of you, this has to do with that, pulling yourself out of an environment so that you can sit with your thoughts. And I think for some of you, you've been doing that, but now you have to use your strength to take the actions that you need. Wow, I don't know where I went with that. You have a fossil. You've been here forever. Yeah, you know, fossils, they're, look, I mean, how old they are, and it's still there. You know, it's something that's still there. This is like carrying the imprint of something with you. Taking the best parts of the experience that you had, wherever it was, and use that to say that was a great time in my life, or what a good experience that was, or, you know, I hate that things didn't work out, or I didn't get to the place I want, or I'm not happy where I'm at, but at one point I really was. You know, honoring that feeling that at one point in your life you got what it was that you needed is important, because that's where gratitude comes from, and gratitude's very important if you're trying to manifest something for yourself. Being grateful and thankful for the experience. You know, there may have been some not so great parts, but there was those good ones, you know? I think we forget about that, especially Eeyore. Eeyore really forgets about that. That is so funny. This is where you're at. I mean, this is the Five of Pentacles. Get yourself out of that. Commit to getting yourself out of this spot here. You know, he's just always poor, sad me. Everybody's, you know, this and me. That's how Eeyore is. I'm not saying that's how you are. That's how Eeyore is. So don't come at me in the comments. But he's also very, like, he's very caring. He's just he's just sad. Things just don't go his way. He just takes all the negative kind of stuff and it changes his whole mood. So getting out of that stuck kind of place, I think, is important. You have a Ace of Pentacles here, so you have a brand new opportunity, a brand new commitment, or a brand new career. You have a opportunity here that's either in front of you now or will be soon. You know, look at that. That's judgment. It's your judgment call. Yeah. You know, it's funny in life when we feel this way. What do we want? We want out of it. We want a new opportunity. We want to, okay, let's have a fresh new energy with judgment. Let's just face it. If I got that chance, I'd take it. You ever say that, and then you get the chance, and then you're like, wait a second. I don't know what to do with it. It's all those fears start to come into play, right? It's funny. Leaving the old here behind to take a new opportunity, getting past the feeling of sadness, regrets, mistakes, all that, you know, what ifs, all that kind of stuff there, and facing judgment. Look at, you got the Sword of Truth and the Rubber Ducky. Coming clean about something is important. Something that you're attached to. Coming clean that you're attached to something. You're in someone's web here, right? Or you're attached to something. You're stuck on something. Coming clean is like coming clean here, having a conversation, or coming clean about something that you want to cleanse yourself from, or that you're attached to something, that you want to nurture something even. Coming clean. Coming clean about what it is that you really want, what you're really attached to. SZQ. That's all we got. Susie, obviously, came to mind almost immediately. Susie Q. Something about what you're really attached to. Thinking about that, that's a question, isn't it? That's a question. Look at this card that just showed itself to me. I just looked over there, and this card was staring at me. I picked it up. It says New Beginnings. I did not plan that. I did not plan that. Everything in life is consistently vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Now, I tell you, have faith and courage, because right now, life is trying to nudge you forward and move you into a new direction. There you go. If you needed confirmation, there's your card. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, guys, so thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. Here, hold this up. I hope this helps. I know these are, sometimes these are kind of intense, but I definitely hope you got something out of it. And And these never get very many views, you know. And I don't know why, because it helps us in life, you know, to know these kind of things, what's keeping us stuck. But the people that come and view these readings, I know are coming to it because they need it, you know. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know. And thanks for being here, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, guys. So if y'all chose the waning gibbous, now, just so you know, in the beginning of the intro, I did not put stones on these cards, besides one of them. But after the intro, I realized they all needed them. These are, I don't want to get in trouble for these. So these are, you have the teal, this is like a cat's eye stone here. So the waning gibbous, count your blessings. So with this, before I read, I'm going to read to begin with from the deck. There's not a lot there, and it will kind of help us sum up what this reading is about, since this is more of an open read about what it is you need to know, where you are. Count your blessings is obviously pretty straightforward. Kind of saying that to open yourself up to accepting certain things is something that's here. Counting where you are, being it's, you know how we get to accumulating things in life, and sometimes we forget, like, to be thankful for actually where we are instead of being so far into the future of the mix, you know. And I think this is part of what this reading is about. So let's take a look. Count your blessings. These readings, by the way, are always meant to help get rid of some blockages in your life, okay? I don't know why I need to say that, but there you go. Count your blessings. You're being called to express gratitude. We are typically so preoccupied with our desires and goals that we often forget to acknowledge that our accomplishments. So stop for a second and relax on what you have to be grateful for today. A waning gibbous moon represents acceptance, gratitude, and sharing. Instead of starting something new, take it easy and focus on gratitude. Gratitude is what connects us to the divine. And then it says, the heart that gives thanks is a happy one, for we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. Douglas Wood. Okay. We cannot feel thankful and happy at the same time. For we cannot feel thankful and happy at the same time. What a unique quote. Hold on, I'm going to go back to it for a second. Yeah. We cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. That's so true. When we're thankful about something, or when we have gratitude about something, we are really in a place to where we're happy, because we're happy with what we have. My friend Joy at A Journey in Light, I'll give a shout out to her. She's helped me come up. I've just really looked up to her with tarot and my readings, and she's just a really good example of being a good light worker, and she's just sweet. I just love her. But she actually said this in a reading the other day, and it clicked, but I didn't think about it again until now in your reading here. She said the same thing, having to do with, and it's something, when she said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's true. When you're sitting in a place of gratitude, you don't feel sad about things. So that's like a way, she was saying, that's a way to pull you back in, like pull you back to center, you know, and ground yourself. If you feel like things are getting just a little bit too far gone, or you're starting to put a lot of expectations on yourself in some way. Okay, so let's go into this and see what this is about. I pulled the Ethereal Visions Tarot for you guys, which I haven't used in a little while. We're going to get right into the tarot. And then we're going to get into some oracle cards, and then I'm going to use the charm box today after, which I'm excited about because it's been a little bit. And then we're going to get some initials possibly before we close, okay? Your initials, someone's initials, maybe it'll spell something out in the bowl. Okay, let's see what this is. What's going on here with the gibbous moon? Count your blessings for pile 2. What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? What is it? What is it? Okay, landed weird. The Page of Wands. All these cards of actions. When you're asking questions like this, pile 1 was the same kind of similar card. But it's like, okay, what do you need to know? Well, this is what you need to know right here, the Page of Wands. This has to do with re-exploring something. You know, sometimes we feel happy about something in our lives, but then it becomes more familiar. So we lose like that spark of it, or we just lose like how, oh, it used to make me so happy that that chair I bought. I remember when I first bought it, I sat there all the time. I love that chair. I love that spot. It felt so good to be there. And I don't feel as good to be there anymore. You know, it's just like, it's funny. I haven't really thought about it as much either. And, you know, sometimes when you do that and you realize that in your mind, you go back to like the chair and you sit and you're like, you know what, this is nice. And something like that could be playing out there and wanting you to kind of look at that, you know, in some kind of way so you can feel more excited, you know, or you're leaning to relearn something, go back to something. Sometimes too, when we go back to something like that, we start to remember why we got it in the first place, you know, why we liked it in the first place. There's something here that you're needing to go back to. They're wanting you to spend time going back to so that you can reignite that in some way, you know. Explore it like it's new. Queen of Cups, nurturing something, Cancer energy. Yeah. Exploring. This could also be exploring someone or your feelings as well. Exploring how you feel. Exploring how you feel about that. Exploring how you feel about something. This could, for some of you, I have to say, there may be some kind of message that's coming in from someone, or a good message, or there's just this good feeling that's here. What's this about? Keep going. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. It may be something that you may still love, but it's just not, you feel like it's not going to go anywhere. You feel like you're worried about that. You know, you could be worried about investing into something emotionally because you're worried where it's going to go. There's a message around this. I don't know what that means for some of you. Someone may be waiting for that, or you've been waiting for that. Some of you may have just been waiting for some kind of message or something, and something hasn't came in the way that you want it to, or you wanted it to, or you're just worried about what you're investing into not getting you somewhere. Like, what if I do all this work and I love this, but it's not getting me where I want to go? Or what if I put all my emotions into this and I become attached, you know, and I love this thing or this place or this thing, but it doesn't give me what I need, or it doesn't work out, or yeah, fear. Six of Cups in reverse. You have some past. There's an emotional attachment to something here that's putting kind of a damper on this. Something from your past here that's an emotional baggage that's attached to what it is you're doing in some kind of way that puts a damper on this. This can be like doing something that you love, and you love that feeling and going back to it, but that's something that someone that broke your heart helped you with, or that's something that someone that broke your heart, there's some kind of an emotional attachment here that's a baggage. You know, it's not something that's good that you're carrying that puts a damper on whatever this is. This could also be a person, I think, for some of you. Also, I have to say this, I don't know if this is kind of weird, but this is, it just may be a little bit for just somebody, but there's something to do with kids here with the Six of Cups energy, and that being something of an attachment. in some way. Or something like that being there. What is that about? The Page of Pentacles. Going into some kind of lesson here, guys. I think you're figuring that out at this time. I feel like some of you are like, yep, I feel like this is some kind of lesson. I feel like there may be some emotional stuff that's coming up from your past because of this in some way. And it's coming up. There's a lesson that's here. Look, you're looking at it. I think some of you know it's there in front of you. Like, I can just feel it. Like there's a lesson in this. What is the lesson? This is part of what you want to know. I think it's about gratitude. I think it's about counting your blessings. Yeah, because, you know, things like that happen. People come into our life and, you know, they may just completely tore us up and leave us completely brokenhearted. But not attaching something like that to something that you love, you know. I'm going to tell you what this sounds like. And I don't mean this in any kind of negative way, but I can't help it. I have to say it. It's like when you've been divorced and you have kids that look exactly like your ex. Exactly. You know? And then there's things that of course you love them to death, right? But there's things that they do in an arrogancy kind of way. I have 3 boys. So, or things that they say or something where they have, even like for an instant, it looks exactly like their dad. I'm like, ugh, you know, it just kind of brings up probably emotional baggage that I'm holding on to from that, but it just brings up like a spark of a memory of something that it hurt, you know, something that hurt. And, you know, but I love my child. You know what I mean? It's something like that that's there. I don't know how else to explain that feeling. That's what it feels like. That's not everybody's story. There's more to that. There's something way big, more than that, more to that than just what I just explained for some of you. Tell me about the Page of Wands. The 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. This could have to do with leaving something behind or acknowledging that something may not be what you wanted. See, it's funny, these are conflicting because you have that Page of Wands, which is always the good messenger that you want to see just coming down the road, right? He's got something good you've been waiting for, you know, you're excited to see that guy. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, which is where there's either an upheaval from somewhere that you've been for a long period of time, something significant, big, huge is changing, right? And it's good news that this is changing, but when it's in reverse, it's also, you have to face the fact that you are losing something as well in order to gain whatever this is. So I think that this is part of it. Like, you may be letting go at this time of something in order to gain something else that possibly your emotions are into. It's causing some past stuff to resurface. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Some of you have been ready for a change, or you want to change so bad. It's like, I've been so ready to have something different happen. You know, I've been so ready to change where I'm at, or for a change. And the 9 of Swords is here in reverse under that Queen of Cups. Some of you may be feeling just emotionally overwhelmed with the changes that are coming or that you want. Some of you may have a lot of, like, you're overcoming your anxieties around love, around your emotions, around how you feel. You're trying to overcome those anxious feelings about what you're investing into and it not working out. For some of you, this could be bringing up a lot of past heartbreak, I'm feeling. For some of you, you could be getting over the fact that, you know, I'm not afraid to let this go because it is something that I loved at some point. But emotions do surface that you have to deal with to work your way through that, right? Because if you don't, that will be something that's coming up later, and you don't want to have emotional baggage with this. So you need to be able to really understand that the emotions are here, but you have to, if you want to grow something new, if you want to have a new beginning here, you have to be able to let go of whatever this is. This can even look in the way of like resentments for something not working out, you know, and they're wanting you to look at this change as a brand new opportunity to explore your desire. It's looking at a significant change in a good way. Look at this change as something good. That's what they're saying. Simply look at this change as something that's good. For some of you, this is in your urge, your desire to do something. And then that Queen of Cups is like, nurture it, nurture it. Most of you are doing this. I see that, but the anxious energies around whatever this is, you are trying to nurture those feelings. You know, you're trying to soothe those feelings, comfort those anxieties that you're having. But yet you have the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse. So let's see more on detail of that. The Knight of Swords in the reverse. You're afraid to take some kind of action here, or you're something, I feel like for some of you, something's not going exactly the way that you want or way that you've planned. Spirit may be redirecting you there in some way. They're like redirecting you in some way. They're putting you in a place that I think that you want to be, but there's obstacles that they're in the way of being grateful for it. Does that make sense? There's something new here, I feel. The Knight of Swords can also look in the way of communication, waiting to take action. This can be like if something doesn't happen soon, or if something doesn't work out soon, or I don't know what I'm investing into here, or if I don't have the facts or something like that, then I'm not taking any action here. I'm not moving towards this. If I feel like this is not going to go somewhere, if I don't, we'll get more on that, but then I'm not going to take action towards it. Maybe I've waited long enough. This is a question that you think you have. Maybe you waited long enough. Why is the Six of Cups here in reverse? You have the Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to something emotionally here. Of not wanting to let go of something. That's what I feel like. There's something emotional here for you. Someone may also have this could be you. Very secure boundaries because of some kind of emotional baggage that you're carrying. And this all is stuck energy. Your emotions in something become very overwhelming for you, and you're learning to I just smelt cigarette smoke. It's kind of tainting like the vision that you really have for yourself or want for yourself. I'm gonna keep going. Give me one more, and then I want to get some more clarifiers. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Yeah, Temperance in reverse. That sums it up. So you're going into kind of a new beginning, or you're needing to really explore the fact that what you want and what you want to create and ground, like what's the reality in that, and how to make it happen, how to make it go, you know? I don't know what this is for you guys. You don't feel right wherever you are. That's why you're back at the drawing board. You don't feel right about something. Something's off, right? This is like, my feelings are off. Like, I don't feel good. Like, I don't feel balanced. Like, I want this new beginning here, but it's not, I don't know if it's what I want for sure, because I don't feel ready, or I don't feel good, or I'm holding on to something here. Let's see what that is that you're holding on to. Why is that Four of Pentacles there with that Six of Cups? The Artist. That's a special card in this deck. It's funny about this card, you know. The castle's in the sky over here, but he's just now creating it. Like, he's looking at that tree. And that's kind of what you're seeing here in a way. This would be the tree. This would be the foundation, or something that was, you created something off of something that was stable, something that felt secure. You have a hard time seeing the castle in the sky because you have a hard time being able to detach from something here. I don't know why I'm getting this, but for some of you, there may have to do something with, it's that feeling of when you, like, if you moved away from kids or something like that, and having to detach from, like, carrying, like, your kids being in a different place for a while or something like that, or distance being there or a factor in some kind of way. Like, how does that look to you? Or you can't even imagine that, you know, something like that. Or it's just simply like what you have created as far as your home goes, and, you know, familiar people around you and where you are, and setting up boundaries with that. But them being in a place where you're putting boundaries up so much that you're not being able to open yourself up to what you could have. And you may be creating an illusion about someone, perhaps, that you need to really guard yourself from someone because of something that happened in your past that's coming out here. Whatever's going on here with you, it's bringing up some stuff here of the past that you're very protective of yourself about. Sagittarius energies over here, by the way. King of Swords. It makes you be really, really in like a logical state of mind. Being very logical, straightforward. For some of you, this can also look in the way of someone that is trying to make you... This is about taking control over... Hold on. Let me step away for a second, because there's a lot of different kinds of things that are coming through and I don't want it to get confusing. This can be someone or you that's needing to take control and make something happen. Because you're carrying some kind of emotional baggage with this. The Emperor in reverse. Okay, now we're fixing to get deep for a second. Some of you, there may be some sort of father wound that's here, or a masculine wound that's here. Someone in your life that should have provided safety, security, stability for you that you did not receive. And it's something now in your pattern in your life, you've created walls up around not being able to move past a certain feeling of comfort, because you're afraid to step beyond that. You're afraid to lose something. You're afraid that something is not going to be as stable as where you are now. It's like stepping outside of your comfort zone, or stepping away from your what you feel secure in. But there's an emotional attachment to that because you may have not received that properly or something to this nature. For some of you, you're having to, you don't feel like that something's going to turn out in exactly how you want it to turn out. You may not have the authority here or something like that, but you have to be logical about it in order to create what it is that you want for yourself, in order to hold on to something that you want for yourself. In order to grow or build something, you have to save it. You know, it's something like that. For others of you, this has something to do with, I feel like something happened here. This could be in your childhood or something. There's a father, I think, wound here for some of you, where you've had to create a sense of security for yourself because of they didn't provide that for you when you needed it, like when you were young. This could even look in the way of a spouse for some of you. Not everybody, but this could be bringing up some stuff as well. This could be like if you're wanting to get married again and you start thinking about, or you just start thinking about somebody in that kind of way and how it didn't work out before, you know, wanting to be very secure and things going according to plan is something that's here. Well, why is the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse? No surprises, no surprises. Something that keeps playing in my head. Not wanting any kind of surprises. No surprises. Some of you may be going head to head with somebody here. This could be a brother, a friend, a dad. Some kind of masculine energies. And what you're going to create out of this. What you're going to express here. There's baggage of this that you're carrying. And being guarded and protecting. Protecting something. What's the Seven of Pentacles in reverse? I hope you are getting your storyline here because there's different ones, you know. Obviously, the Tower. Wasn't expecting that. Scorpio energy. Something happened here, or this is what you're thinking about. Something here, a lack of investment, something not going as planned, worried about the long-term effect on something, you know, needing to take action because you're worried about the long-term effect of something. And it causing some sort of tower moment. There's a tower moment here, so there's significant change that's going to come out of this or will come out of this. What is about that Tower? The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Not being where you want. This can also be undelivered promises here as well. Taking action on something that you feel like is not going according to plan or not working out in the way that you want it to. This could be past energy for some of you. But needing to cause a tower moment here to get back to a good place. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This could be financially even for some of you. Or it's just something that you're worried about, right? Being a setback. There being some kind of setback. Tell me more about that Page of Pentacles. That could be an apology. You don't feel right here about something. You have, yeah, the Ten of Wands. It's like you've carried this long enough. You're ready for this change. You know this is going to change everything significantly. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The Chariot, Cancer energy. This is, you're doing something here. You need to do something in order to get yourself to, you know, it's like a good position for yourself, feeling better, you know, or feeling like you need to do what's for your highest good, or you had to do what's for your highest good, is something that's here as well. There's also a level of maturity that's here. I have to say that, because you go from a knight to a king to an emperor. Needing to do something that's best for yourself. Taking quick action about something because you feel like it's not going anywhere, it's not going to work out, or it's not going to go in a good direction. You're not getting anything out of it. You're not getting what you need out of it. Something like that is there. So some kind of tower moment's taking place. Tell me more about this. 10 of Wands in the reverse. There's an opportunity here to release some things. 10 of Wands in the reverse. The Ace of Cups. Your emotions. The emotional baggage. Your emotions here. The Ace of Cups in reverse. This is a relationship. Releasing the burden here. Why is this Ace of Cups? The 5 of Wands. This could be an unhealthy relationship. Like you needed to release the burden of an unhealthy relationship. That's something that weighs on you. Fighting for someone's love is something that's here as well. Or whether or not you should fight for a relationship, you know, is something that's here. That's the weight you've been carrying. You have a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Unfortunate events. For some of you, this can also look in the way of things not, again, going together exactly like you want, and you're fighting for time at this point. This is like when you look at the wheel, you don't like the way it's spinning or how it's going, and you're like, no, I'm going to fight for change here. I'm going to fight for this to be something different. I'm going to fight for this weight that I've been carrying. I've been carrying this weight about this. It's your emotions here. I've been carrying a lot of emotional weight about this. This unfortunate fight that maybe occurred, or unfortunate, yeah, so some of you, that's all it is. It's like, not all it is, but you know, like there's this fight that has occurred here in a relationship, perhaps, that it's just been weighing on you. It could be an apology for some of you. Maybe you've been waiting for that. Or you've been waiting to do that. What's more about the Chariot? The World. For some of you, this has to do with a move, right? For some of you, this has to do with a move. It may have to do with a move, a relocation, ending something, completion. Needed to have something end for your highest good. This looks in the way of either this isn't going to go well and I have to take quick action with this and end this because I need to do what's best, even if it's not what I want. Or I've worked so hard to get to this position that I am, but I know I'm not going to get what I need here. I have to move in a new direction, and that's difficult. But I also have to have faith here in this. For some of you, this has to do with closure. Wanting to have closure with something of your past. Because it's putting a damper here in a way of your future. So you could be the one sitting in a Page of Pentacles. You're looking at the lesson that you learned here, or how you want something to go. The Devil. There's fear around this not going well. This is also like having to go back and fix something because it's weighing on you. Why is the Ace of Cups here? Death. It's an ending in a relationship. An ending around a relationship. Like something, it wasn't good for you here. That's why you had to release it, or you needed to release it or let go of it. For others of you, this may have to do with something that you do. Like you feel like it's just no longer good for you to be in that place because it may be attached to something that's some kind of emotional weight on you. Like you have to be able to understand that too. You have to know how to know yourself enough when you know mentally you can't get past something. You have to be able to be strong enough to say, I can't do this anymore. I need to move on to something else. I know this isn't, I love it, but it's not where I need to be. You know what I mean? You have to be able to say that. Like, for instance, I like to go out on the boat, you know. I love that. We live next to a lake. Used to do stuff like that all the time. Like deep sea fishing. But since I've had my kids, it will make me sick as hell. And I don't want to just be out there just getting sick. I want to enjoy it. I can't. So I know that that's not good for me. You know, it's something I love. I want to do, but I also know that it's not gonna go well. There's something like that that's here, or that you're recognizing, and it's just a big kind of weight that you've been carrying, and you want to release it so that you can feel better about things. It's like me, you know, releasing the fact that I might have to go on a boat. Like somebody saying, you don't have to do it. And I'm like, oh, good. I didn't want to have to do it. But it's the feeling of that weight being lifted that I'm talking about here. I want to know more about this because there's like a wound here. Y'all have my sun catcher now. The Sun Scout. Yay. I'm so excited. It's been gone for days over here. Okay. So let's see. What is this Artist card with this King of Swords? You may have felt like you had to be strong in a situation where you weren't adequate. What do I want to say? This is like you having to stand up to somebody that you feel like may have some kind of authority over you or something. You had to be strong when someone else couldn't, you know, or you were in the right, you know, in something. Tell me more about this. Oh, the Ace of Swords in reverse after I got done saying you're in the right about something. You weren't right about somebody or something like that. Or you feel like somebody doesn't know the truth, but why you took certain actions here, perhaps. For some of you. Some of you, you may be afraid that someone else won't understand this. But there's this truth, you know, that's here that you've been denying. You've been denying the truth. Some of you may have been denying the truth that you still have emotional baggage from something. You're still holding on to something, and it's a blockage when it comes to a new beginning. Fear around something working out, you know, a relationship. Fear around fighting in a relationship. All that kind of patterns that you've been stuck in, that you've gotten rid of, is something that you're worried about moving forward with. Because of this emotional stuff you're carrying. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords in reverse. What is this truth that's here. Wow. Ace of Wands in reverse. The truth about why there was a false start. Truth about why there was no beginning. Truth about why you couldn't take an offer. Maybe somebody's holding back this information from you. The Three of Cups. There may have been some kind of reunion or get together or a friendship, something that was here that this could be rejection. Somebody, you rejected somebody or they rejected you. The truth about that, why? The reasoning behind that. The Page of Cups, a message. This is like when someone comes to you and offers you a message of getting together, you know, celebration, a friendship, a bond, a connection, an emotional connection, and you reject that, the truth behind that. This can have been from you or someone else, but it's the emotional weight that you're carrying. Did y'all hear my stomach growling? You may feel this like in your gut, like this is something I feel like I just need to do, you know? Tell me more about this. I want to know about this Emperor in reverse because he's never nice. It's Aries energy. When he's in he is nice. When he's in reverse, he's not. And with that King of Swords that's being right there, this could have been like you had to take control of a situation because you felt like it wasn't going to a good place. Tell me about this Emperor in reverse. You may have came across as looking kind of not so great because of that. Emperor in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, look at that. That is insane. Y'all have all 4 aces on the desk, all in reverse. You're holding yourself back here at this time from taking some kind of new beginning. There's an offer here. You didn't take an opportunity here, or you're in a place to where you felt like you couldn't take an opportunity of some sort. You tried to do like this was the right thing. You may have lost an opportunity elsewhere is something that's here as well, or you're afraid of that, you know. I don't want to lose my opportunity, but I also need to protect myself, you know, something that's there. Give me one more for the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Swords. You had to move away from something because it wasn't good for you. You had to move to a calmer place, so you had to turn something down here. May not have been something you wanted to have to do, but you had to do it. It was the right thing to do. It was a logical thing to do. And maybe attached to someone else for some of you. This is like saying, I have to stay where I'm at. You know, I can't take your offer here to go here. You know, I have to stay where I'm at this time. The truth behind that is what you're holding. I think that's a weight that you've been carrying. For some of you, this has to do with a lack of the truth. Ace of Wands in reverse. Some of you may have thought that someone went towards someone else. That could be something that's there that maybe they weren't being honest about why they moved away from you, you know. They actually moved away from you because they had someone else that was here, and that's something that you've made you feel rejected. That could be something here that's keeping you from taking an opportunity elsewhere. King of Cups. I was going to ask about the Ace of Wands. So the King of Cups is now here in reverse. I mean, upright with that Ace of Wands in reverse. Jeez. Scorpio energy. So this is being emotionally mature and turning something down. having to be emotionally mature and turn something down. The Three of Pentacles is a commitment. Committing to something. The truth about why you couldn't commit to something and you turned something down. And it had to do with you being emotionally mature. Scorpio energy, Capricorn's here as well. You have a Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is why you've left something out into the cold. Or you feel left out in the cold. You have Strength in reverse and the Eight of Cups. So you walked away from something here. And you're feeling like that's your weakness in some way. Or you're thinking about it, you know, and you feel like that's your weakness. You've either left someone in the cold or you're leaving something in the cold. You feel very isolated here. Especially if there's family, community, or something like that. Like you're feeling like isolated in some way from that. You're having a hard time here being able to be grateful for this experience in some way. You're having a hard time seeing the lesson in all of this so that you can push forward, move forward in the direction that you need to go. Does that make sense? You're having a hard time seeing the lesson in all this. What is the lesson here? What was the lesson here? That's something that I'm like in an angrier kind of tone. It's like, that's the emotional baggage you're carrying. Like you feel like you've lost in this. This could have to do with the career or work, something you put a lot of effort into for some of you. This could have to do with the relationship that's here. You may have turned down a relationship and then there is some anger that's here about feeling like you've done the right thing and you're still kind of out in the cold. Stability is on the back of the deck. What does pile 2 need to know? Leap of faith. It's safe to make the move that you're considering. So if you're thinking about moving in a new direction here, taking an opportunity now to release something or to have closure in something or to end something so you can have a new beginning. It's saying, you know, take a leap of faith there on that. Whatever that is for you guys, you know, I don't know what you're thinking about doing, but warning, don't dismiss the red flags. So taking that leap, but making sure that when you take that leap, and this is a way that you can get past this, is paying attention to now what you're aware of, you know, moving forward. Protected. Protect yourself. Yeah, that's that Four of Pentacles that's down there with that Six of Cups in reverse. So leaving the past in the past of what it is that you're carrying, and now you know how to protect yourself moving forward so you can take that leap of faith. Knowing yourself, knowing your intuition, knowing that gut feeling that you're feeling, you know, that's what you've learned from this. That's what you need to be grateful for. Whatever this experience was, is that you've learned, you know, how to protect yourself. You've learned how to see things, see warning signs, see when you need to get yourself out of something before it gets worse, you know, seeing when you know you're over something or done with something and you need to move on from that thing, you know, or seeing when you need to, yeah, just change, have a change for yourself, change something, and taking control and doing it. Accepting everything happens for a reason. I love that saying. It's in my house. We have marriage at the bottom of the deck. This relationship is moving towards a sacred union. For some of you, you may have some kind of guilt that's weighing on you in some way around this or a relationship or something like that. Not for everybody, but there's this level of accepting things for how they were, knowing that, you know, the reasoning behind this. Ooh, I just tasted, what do you call them? Pizza Pockets? Just tasted Pizza Pockets. That's funny. So random, isn't it? Yeah, it's like this idea of this having a leap of faith, and I have to get back to it now, and everything happening for a reason. Understanding that now you know how to listen to your intuition better. You know how to, it's that feeling of like, even if it didn't work out in the way that I needed it to, or even if I feel like it pushed me back, I know that I was the mature one, you know, or I know that I did what I needed to do here. I know that I was looking at things that were holding me back, and I got myself out of that position. It may not have went the way that you wanted it to. It may not have ended up the way that you wanted it to, but you still listened to yourself and did what you needed to do, right? And that's the lesson. And knowing on top of that everything happens for a reason. So we can't control everything, right? We can't control everything around us. We can hope for the best. That's what we can do. Of course, we have some sort of control, but mostly in ourselves. You know, we can't control anyone else. We can't control what everyone else does or thinks or feels. You can only control yourself here. And I think that there's a part of you that feels like there's regret and or not wanting to regret something, and anger around something here. Needing to accept so that you can step into being thankful, and then you can, you know, feel happy again and move forward. Past lives. This has to do with your past with something. You've known this person before. This is a soulmate from your past life. There may be someone here you're wanting to take a leap of faith on. Someone that you feel connected to. Tell me more about this. Nothing has gone wrong. Trust the process. This connection is divinely timed. So you may get trapped up in the warning signs and things, you know, that could be something that's there, especially if you're holding on to a wound from your past, which we all are. But if there's something in particular here with stability that you're holding on to, it could be that you really you overly like hyperfixate on red flags, and then everything becomes a red flag. Always thinking that something's going to go wrong, or always thinking that it's not going to work out, or always thinking that, you know, it's the what ifs, it doesn't go well kind of thing. Needing to trust the process and not being so alert about everything that you can't imagine how it could be. Yeah, because if you're wanting to try to manifest something for yourself, you can't stay stuck in a place to where you're like, even if it's closure, yeah, you have to be in a place to where you're recognizing the lesson that you've experienced and being grateful for that in order to really accept. I feel like I repeated that, but maybe someone didn't hear it twice. Redirect your thoughts. Thank you. That's what I'm redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in a relationship, not what you fear will happen. This is exactly what things. Thank you, Spirit. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Protect your thoughts. Protect your thoughts going into something. So you're not thinking about the worst case scenario. And acceptance is here. Accept what does happen. Put yourself first. That's all you can do, especially when it comes to controlling things. We only have control of our own actions, our own self. That's it. We can't control anyone else. So accepting how things are, accepting how things happened, or accepting what you have to do moving forward, or what you had to do, or whatever that is, and releasing that, finally, like getting past that obstacle or getting past whatever that is, even if that's with someone, you know, it's just, if, you know, you don't like the way it happened, or you don't like what I'm doing, or whatever it is, or you don't love me, or, you know, whatever the situation, or you don't like the way I'm wanting to do things, you know, or whatever this is, it's accepting that the other person, you cannot control the way they feel, they think, they act. Only you. Got to put yourself first here. You have to let others take care of themselves, and that's something that's here. We have deception and true love. That's kind of what I'm getting at in a way. Yeah, this is like when someone doesn't understand you or someone doesn't love you. I mean, at some point you have to be able to have that realization and say that that has nothing to do with who I am. You know, it has to do with what they want. And if I'm not what they want, that's okay. I'm not what somebody wants. You know, I always try to look at things like that. Like if something doesn't work out, then it wasn't meant for you. You deserve better, or you. And it's not just about you as a person, it's about who you are, and particularly like what is your likes and dislikes. And there's just something out there that will fit with you better, that's more aligned with you. And Spirit knows that, you know, the universe knows that. That's why they're trying to push you together with whatever that is. And it may not be what you want, you know, it may not be what you want in the moment. And it's something that you may not understand till later. Like, now I know why that didn't work out. You know, I really didn't like that about that person, or, you know, something like that. I was going to have to just deal with that. But, and then you end up finding someone or something that it all comes together. Even if this is past energy, you know, something didn't work out in the past, but for whatever reason, everything makes sense. And at the end, you got to come closer together, either with yourself or the situation in the end. It's crazy how stuff like that kind of works. And it comes from being grateful and thankful for and accepting how things are, so that you can allow yourself to open up and attract more good things. So someone is wearing a mask in this relationship, deception, and true love. So what is it that you really feel here? We talked about that earlier, I think, with the Queen of Cups. This is a romance of a lifetime. True and lasting love is here for you. So not denying yourself of something that you really want is something that's there. Let's get some oracle cards. Really not denying yourself of your own truth is something that's there. So if your own feelings of how you feel about something, not denying that you love someone, or a situation or place or whatever. Being honest with yourself. Advice for Paul 2 moving forward. This can be like something that you're just used to love, but then it's like, you know, I'm honest with myself. I don't really need this anymore. You know, it's something like that. Self-sabotage. Let me get one more. Let's get one more. One more. We can't just leave it there. What we got? What passion am I ready to pursue? So that's something that's there, moving towards something else. Self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be nothing stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent us from achieving our true goals. It's the inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Yeah. I said this, and I think it was in pile 1, but it's like when you're in alignment with things, you're attracting things to you, you're on that right track, everything's going according to plan, like things start building and growing for you, and you feel good. And then the devil shows up, and he's like hiding around each corner going, are you sure? And you know, that kind of thing is there with self-sabotage. And you start to get a little shaky, and before you know it, you start to like things aren't really aligning with you like they were, and things are a little bit slow and kind of out of whack. And you know, really understanding that when you actually get a chance to take a leap, to know yourself enough to know that you're capable of it. You're capable of whatever. If you're getting the opportunity, then you're capable, right? You got to do what's best with it. So you have an opportunity here, and you're capable of doing something with it, or doing something about this, you know, in a way. This can also look in the way of being thankful that someone left you in the cold. Because it made you find your inner strength to walk away from what you needed to walk away from and heal Heal yourself. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Write a list of passions to which you want to give life right now, and then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. Yeah, and you saw that there. You can see that here, with this, the artist card. He's literally drawing what he feels like his dream life would be, but not being able to take that opportunity when it's in front of you is something that's here. Or maybe you feel like you lost it at some point. But there's an opportunity for that again, to really protect that and go for it. But getting out of your own way is important. Okay, let's get some, love your shadows is also important. Accept and work through your flaws in yourself so that you can learn to accept others the way they are. And that's what we talked about that, with accepting others and moving forward. Okay, one overall advice, and then I'm going to leave y'all. This is a very long reading. Very, very long reading. But this is Sunday, and this is your Sunday's reading, where you can just sit and have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, cup of something, in the morning or at night or whatever, and kind of just find comfort, hope in these messages. Well, hold on. Oh, it is just one. Live your dreams is here. Again, it's telling you to do what you need to do here. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around full circle in ways that we couldn't possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die, only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self, whose desires are unmet. Now, here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. I said that earlier with that King of Swords, and there's maturity that's there. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, that's that death card there, Scorpio energy, you will be called in two directions. The one that is the unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we're waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. We talked about that in the beginning, remaining in the present, right? You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. So there you go. Let's get some initials to close and some charms. I'm going to grab a few charms here. Man, y'all had a long reading. Oh, I haven't pulled this in a long time. Oh, y'all got some good ones. I'm excited. Okay, so you have a solid new opportunity that's here, like the Ace of Pentacles. That's that. This, for some of you, could be, this is the same message that's here. This deception and true love. You have a sword with the heart in it. So being honest about how you feel or unmasking how you really feel is something that's here. How you really feel. You have a pig with wings, so when pigs fly, this could be part of what you've been telling yourself. That's never going to happen, You have a Q, so quitting something or being quiet about something. Equality came to mind. I know that's not, it doesn't start with the Q, but for some reason it did. Staying connected to something is something I wanted to say with this, but this could also be about protecting yourself. You don't have to express everything, or just knowing to protect yourself is important moving forward. Locking something down is also important here. Keeping your doors locked. I don't know why I need to say that, but for some of you, make sure that you keep your doors locked. There's something to do about maintaining some kind of boundary here, okay? I don't know what this is. This could also look in the way of locking the door on something old. and then experiencing a new cycle. Here you have the cycle with the O. You have a butterfly, so that transformation is there again, the Scorpio energy, but really kind of growing and maturing is something that's there, because we talked about that earlier as well. You also have citizenship pin here. So socializing the information that you know, or being honest about your truth, your experience, or citizenship is kind of like maybe getting to know the people around you, or putting yourself out there more perhaps, or communicating something. Like maybe you felt like you were being a good citizen, doing what you need to do in something, is there. Oh, you'll have the fox, which is deception. There's also playfulness as well. Look there, there's the closure pin, so needing to close out something, being smart about it with the owl. You also have a T, an R, and a W. Write. You may need to write something. Maybe that's this, citizenship. Maybe you're needing to write a letter, or write, maybe some of y'all are the citizenship thing. Maybe you're needing to go do that, you know. Maybe you need to write in about that, or something like that. Maybe that's something that's here. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all here. So, super long. If y'all stayed this long, then bless you guys. That's awesome. This was like an hour and 5 minutes or something like that. Crazy. But thanks, guys, for being here. There goes my voice. I'm going to have to take a break. And I appreciate y'all. I hope this helps. Good luck to you with this. And sending you some love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. So if you chose the full moon here, which says, harvest the fruits of your hard work, this is going to be a reading. Okay, so we're going to set this card right here to the side so that you can have a good eye on it. And I'm going to read this part of this book of what the full moon means, and then we're going to get straight into the tarot. So this is going to give us a better overall look at what we're looking at, since we're kind of open reading here. What is it that you need to know? Messages from universe, spirit, whoever it is that you look up to here. Whatever that looks like for you, this is going to be kind of a message that you're needing to hear. So the full moon is the time when everything comes to the surface. Your efforts, actions, and emotions. Nothing and no one can escape from the all-seeing eye of the full moon. This is the peak of a cycle. You're being called to look back at the past months and examine your growth and your achievements. Did your seeds come to fruition? Did you manifest everything that you desired? If so, this is a time of celebration, honoring, and treating yourself. If something did not manifest, shine the bright light of the full moon onto it and look closely. Did you put in enough effort? Is there something that you truly desire? What would you have done better? Pause and reflect. It is important to remember this is not a time for being hard on yourself or becoming attached to the results. Learn the lesson, let go, and celebrate life. You are doing the best that you can. Okay, so for some of you, this has to do with you being in a place to where perhaps you're seeing, the benefit of what the work that you've been putting into something. And for some of you, you may be in a place to where maybe that didn't work out in the way you wanted to, and you're needing to kind of reevaluate that. You're at that peak point on top of that mountain. Standing on top of that mountain, looking at it, going, okay, is this something to be happy about or not, before you continue down. So you have to know what path you're going to go towards next, right? This is when a lot of emotions come out around the full moon, which we actually just had a few days ago. At the time I'm filming this, we had the full moon in Leo, but so that could be relevant here for some of you, but let's keep going. using the emotions that you feel and everything that you feel at this time, the peak of it, using that to really figure out what it is that you feel comfortable in now. You know, are you happy with how things are? Are you not happy with how things are? And reevaluating it. Okay, what does this is the True North Tarot, right? Is that right? Yeah, True North Tarot. I haven't used it in a while, but it's awesome. Okay, so what is it that pile 3 needs to know, needs to be aware of? I don't know why I wanted to flip that over, but I'm take reversals in this deck. It's the 4 of Cups in reverse. That's why. You may flip back and forth to feeling like that's where you want to be, feeling like that's not where you want to be. That's where I want to be, that's not where I want to be. You know, kind of going back to something in your mind a lot is something that's here. 4 is about your, obviously, you know, stability and strength. Being able to stand. You want something that you can stand on. That's something that's here. That's a message that's here. Wanting something that you can stand on. Some of you may have put your happiness on the back burner because you've wanted just to be able to be stable in yourself. And are you where you need to be or where you want to be at this time when it comes to that? Look at that. There's your happiness, the sun. It's that Leo energy. How funny. So there's the happiness. There's the wanting to be successful, wanting to achieve something, seeing the truth in something. That's also about new beginnings, healing. All kinds of good things come from that sun. You have a Page of Swords. So looking deeper into something, perhaps. This can also look in the way of a message of honesty or truth. Justice is here. What's right for you, right? The honesty and truth about what is fair or what is right for you here. And the High Priestess, using that third eye there, using that inner wisdom and understanding and knowing what's best for you now moving forward. You're at like a pivotal point of making a decision. It's time to move on from something. It's time to move on past something, past emotions, past regrets, past being in a place where you feel stuck. You know, it's time to move on from that and move towards the light, towards the sun. Tell me what that 4 of Cups is. Oh, Leo and Libra and Pisces energies here. 3 of Swords. That's what you're moving on from. You're moving on past a separation, a heartbreak, some pain that was here. Forgiving something, you know, let's just move on past this and forgive the situation. Separation, needing to do what's best for yourself, choosing yourself here in this, leaving something behind that's no longer good for you here. Why is the sun here? I'm channeling this reading a little bit different than the last ones, but the 8 of Swords, I feel like you're in a hurry or rush, or you just want to like move on. You just want to get past this. Like this is the high emotion that you're feeling at this time. Something about getting settled, you know, in a way. 8 of Wands in reverse is that rush that I'm feeling. I didn't even realize that's what that was when I pulled it, but it's in reverse. So it's like you're in a hurry to see success. You're in a hurry to have a new beginning and get to where it is that you want, or just to be happy. Tell me, I'm tired of this. I'm ready for the sun here. You know, I'm tired of all these rain clouds, all the sadness here. It's like a feeling of you've had enough of whatever this feeling is, and you're like, I've had enough. I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't want to feel this way anymore. You know, sometimes you have to say that to yourself. You have to say, I'm fed up. This is not getting me anywhere. I don't feel good here. I'm tired of thinking about this. I'm tired of reliving this. You know, it's just all that kind of energy is there. Being frustrated because you should be successful by now, or you should be happy by now, or you should be settled by now, or you should be able to have a new beginning for yourself at this point. You know, you deserve that. You deserve the sun. Tell me about the Page of Swords. The 7 of Swords. Being strategic about what it is that you communicate or how you talk to yourself is something that's here. Being very strategic about how it is that you talk to yourself, about reevaluating the things that you just didn't see, that now you see, and wanting to act on those, wanting to make those fair. This has to do with doing something to make it fair on you. I deserve more is something that's here. Tell me about justice. Death. Scorpio energy. Death. Justice and death. Justice and an ending. You're justifying the end. Okay. You are justifying an ending here. And you're being strategic about how you talk to yourself about this, because it's something that is painful, or there's just some hurt that's here. What's that? Five of Swords. There may have been some fighting, some arguments, some disagreements, some difficulties. You may feel betrayed. Maybe betrayal here. This is what you're trying to stay away from. You're trying to stay away from this. You're trying to move on past this. You're trying to not think about this, because this right here is what puts you in your head, and then you get stuck in. So you're making something okay mentally. High Priestess. So that you can move forward. Do what you need to do. Tell me about the High Priestess. The Five of Pentacles. Leaving something out in the cold. This is like, I don't feel good about where this is, where I am, and I know I need to do something about this. I know I need to get rid of this. I know I need to do better. I know I need to take care of myself. I know I need to quit doing this, leave this out. What is this Five of Pentacles? I know I need to walk away from this. I know what I need to do to get myself to a good place. Five of Pentacles. And being smart about that. You have a Page of Cups that's here with that. There may be a child around this in some kind of way that is attached to this, that could be you're looking out for in some way. Page of Cups in reverse. Someone that could, maybe they can't look out for themselves or something like this. So you're having to kind of, or they maybe don't understand why they're being left out in the cold in a situation, or something like this is there. For some of you, not everybody, but there's something like that that's there, that you have this inner feeling like there's something to do. Hold on, there's somebody's story here. There's something to do with the child here that you feel like is alone or isolated or needs you. There's something to do with something like that, where a child you feel like maybe needs you, just needs you at this time. This is like if you're not doing it for yourself, or if you're having a hard time justifying it for yourself, at least you can justify it for whoever can't do it. Whoever can't speak up for themselves, or whoever can't do what they need to do, or say what they need to say, or doesn't understand their feelings, or something like that. This can also look in the way of something that there was some kind of an emotional episode, if you will, something kind of like an emotional episode that maybe transpired that caused you to leave something out in the cold. This inner wisdom about this is here. Like, I have to leave this out in the cold because it's not good for me, or it's not mature. What is this about, this Page of Cups? It's just like needing to protect yourself. Look at that, King of Pentacles. Wow. Needing to protect what it is that you have. I feel like this could be a child here for some of you. Needing to protect 4 swords. Just wanted to pop out there. This is something that you've been thinking about, you've been reevaluating, you've been keep kind of going back and looking at. This is like, I'm going to leave that mature behavior in the past. I need to start taking responsibility, taking control over myself, and when I need to detach from things, when I need to leave things, when I need to quit things, when I need to do what's best for myself. You've been reevaluating this for a while now. And for some of you, there's a child here as well that's like attached to you in some way. This is like a younger child perhaps, or someone that you feel like has to go where you go. You know, it's that kind of energy that, you know, they have to live the same. When you're little, you live through your parents' experiences, you know, so they're part of this. They have to live with this with you as well. Reflecting on that is something that's here. Reevaluating this is something that's here. Needing to take control over that. If not for me, I'm going to do it for them. That's just something I keep feeling. I needed to protect them, or protect the situation here. I have this inner knowing that I just need to, it's like this feeling like you just need to protect this. You've got to do it. I've got to do it. Have you ever felt that way? Like you just like, I just know it's what I need to do. I know that's it. That's it. It's like when you're at the Four of Swords and you just reach that point where you're like, okay, I've rested in this long enough. I know what I need to do now. I got it. What else can you tell me about this? What is the message behind this reading, really? That's what we're looking for. What is the advice behind this reading? What do you need? Because, well, you're being really strategic here. This right here can be kind of dangerous because you're really trying to be smart when it comes to how you, like being strategic about how you maybe even possibly communicate something here, or what actions that you take, or whatever that is. But you're in a page energy, which is a youthful kind of energy. It's where you don't feel very comfortable with this sneakiness here, or this deception, or this, like, you know what you're doing to your own mind. You know what I mean? Like, you know that you're just trying to fool yourself into thinking that you've got it. You know, but really you don't feel like you do. It's kind of something like that that's there. But really, those 3 swords are right behind that curtain. You know, you can still see them. They're still there. It's kind of like that. Together you have your 5 swords, which is there, and then you have your 4 swords, which is here. See how it all ties into the middle of your reading here with this? So I want to focus on that 7 of swords here. What else can you give me with that? 7 of swords. The Magician. I can give you that. Wow. Virgo, Gemini energy. This is what it is that you want to overcome this. You're using everything that you've learned, everything that you have, in order to overcome this mental battle that you're experiencing with yourself when it's crossed between the ending or a new beginning in your happiness that's here, and what's fair around that. The truth. Facing judgment. You're facing death here. You're facing a transformation. You're facing a change. But you're following what you feel like is fair. This is something that you're creating for yourself. You're just being very strategic about it. Why is that? The Moon in reverse. You're facing some insecurities here about this. There's some insecurities here. It's Cancer, Pisces energy. Tell me more about the Moon. The Knight of Wands. you're wanting to be honest here with being smart about the steps that you take. Your insecurities, one thing, you may be a little bit antsy about things and overreact, or you may be a little bit quick about things, quick about decisions or stuff like that. If you start to get a little bit insecure about something, and this is something that you're trying to work on, perhaps. So you've been contemplating this, you've been thinking about this. Was I too quick in making a decision somewhere? This is something that you've been thinking about, that you're trying to move on past, I feel like. Not get in your head about. It's taking everything you have to not get in your head about this. Also, for some of you, slowing down and not moving forward just too quickly, too abruptly, but taking the time to heal yourself is something that's here. To get past the illusion of something. Tell me about death. You're facing an ending here. Death. The Knight of Cups. This could be transforming something or changing something. Leveling up here. And what's fair when it comes to that? You being happy. That's fair. You going after what you desire is being fair. I need to do what's best for me here too. You're like looking at yourself in a new way, to where you're really justifying reasoning here. And it's all focused around your feelings, how you really feel, what you really want to do, what you really want. Look at that. It's the Lovers in reverse for that Knight of Cups. You have a choice that's here. You could be ending a relationship, choosing to end a relationship, or choosing to going after something where you could be rejected. Here is something that's here. This is kind of like facing judgment, but it's justifying a relationship in some way. Gemini energies. You're trying to see if something aligns with you, or you're acknowledging that you may have feelings here, but this is something that doesn't align with you. So you need to end it. You know what I mean? Like, and this doesn't have to be just love. It can be anything in your life. Which I feel like is, I guess, part of the collective. I don't know. I feel like different ways it's been in all the readings so far. But it's that coming off that full moon, so that's there. Tell me about the Lovers one more, please. The Nine of Swords in reverse. It's getting through your anxieties here around a relationship. This can be like not wanting to I just feel like you're breaking through some fears here and some insecurities within yourself. But you're being strategic about what you say, what you do, actions that you take. Wanting to justify how you change things or how things change. Wanting to be fair with the transformation that takes place. Because there's care here. You care about someone, something. You want to offer. You have feelings here, Nine of Cups energy. But you don't want to get overwhelmed in a relationship, or you don't want to get overwhelmed in making a choice. I want to know what this, okay, well there it is. Wow. I was going to ask what this Five of Swords and the Three of Swords is. And the Ten of Swords in reverse came out. This is you repairing yourself from a really, really negative thing that's happened here to you. Like you're repairing yourself from this incident. Five of Swords, Three of Swords. There's some kind of conflict, fight, argument, disagreement, betrayal, something that's here that caused some pain. Separation, breakup even. And this is you improving from that, moving on past this so that you can get into a happier, better place. Being a little frustrated about the progress perhaps, or the delay in that, even. But needing to be strategic here about what it is that how you represent yourself, or what direction that you take, or how you explore something, using your best of abilities to understand and know what it is that you really want from the situation. What do you really want to manifest here? Being fair about how you feel, but anxiety that you feel around making a choice when it comes to that because of the changes that would take place. And also needing to protect someone perhaps, or needing to feel more secure about offering something, or about opening up about something. Needing to reevaluate things a little bit more. Maybe even needing to kind of isolate yourself so that you can go within and try to reevaluate commitment, what you're committing to, what you really want out of a situation. I feel like there's choices that are here. And it's almost like you're being very careful about how you approach the next few steps in your life. It's like being at the top of that hill and knowing that you have to go down now. How are you going to get down there? How are you going to... It could be rough, if you don't take the right steps. You could roll right down that hill, and then where would you be? You have to go slow. You have to be methodical about it. And the Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, which is a new beginning that's here. There's a lesson in this, obviously. There's always a lesson in that. Look at that hill. Going down that hill like I was talking about. Hiding behind that is the Ace of Pentacles. Look at there. You got a new opportunity underneath that hill that's on the other side. And the Hierophant in reverse. This could be, for some of you, this could have to do with going against the grain here. You may be doing things a little differently here. Could be in a relationship. It could be just the direction that you're headed. Just things are going to be like, this is something that may be a little bit unorthodox or a little bit different from what you're used to. And having to kind of learn as you go, or open yourself up to that. I'll always hear that Garth Brooks song. Is it Garth Brooks? Life's a lesson you learn as you go. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a lesson you learn as you go. That's something that comes through in my readings a lot. I think it's from my grandpa. It's one of his favorite songs. Okay, what else do I want to get? There's something else I want to get here about something or someone over here. I want to see this. Now that song's going to be stuck in my head. Is that Garth Brooks or George Strait? I think it's Garth Brooks. Is that the way it goes? As you go. Sometimes you leave, sometimes you follow. Yeah, that's how it goes. Don't worry about what you don't know. Yep. I think it's George Strait. Okay, let's see. Page of Cups in the reverse. Flew right over there as fast as I could ask for it to. It's the voodoo doll with that Page of Cups in reverse. This is about manipulation or bad influences or scheming and controlling. So, yeah, there's someone here. There could be someone here that you're worried about. If this is a child, it's like you're worried about what you're showing that child or what you're creating when it comes to how they're seeing, like I said, like our parents do. That's how we see the world at that time. We kind of go with them wherever they go, right? Go through all their stuff. So you may be worried about that, but beside that, it could be somebody particular that's around. But there's someone here you may be you're needing to understand or learn more about. before you can commit to something here. This could be a situation that you're just trying to gain control of, right? Just need to get control of where I'm at, or my situation that I'm in here. Consuming passion. For some of you, this has to do with controlling your infatuation here, or your desires of, yeah, and I said that before, like with this Knight of Wands. Like you want to go, you were ready to go. I'm ready to go, let's do this. And you're having to kind of like hold yourself back in a way, being very controlling about how you move forward, right? Holding yourself back, controlling yourself, controlling your desires, taking things slow. The Empress, you have an Empress here. Growth. You're taking your growth slow, taking that journey slow. The World's there as well. So that new cycle, you're taking things slowly here. Reclaiming your power here. There may be someone here that you desire. You see as someone that can, you know, I mean, it's the Empress, so they have everything that you need. Or this could be your energy and you're just wanting to live up to, like, you recognizing what you deserve, because that's something that came through in the beginning. And Sacred Cycles is here, so you're letting go of some things here, letting go of the old, you know, you're completing some cycles here, and that's the Moon. You're at that peak point. I even read that in the book about that, cycles being completed. And you have major differences here. Desperately looking for love, or feeling like your love luck is cursed. It's Beauty and the Beast. So you may feel, there may be somebody here that you feel very different from, or you may be trying to get on the same page with. You may feel like you're not ready for them, or they're not ready for you, depending on the situation. But you just may feel like there's some big differences here, or this is something that's very different from what you've experienced before, kind of an unorthodox kind of connection or relationship or something like that. And you're indecisive about this. This could be on and off relationship. This could be that there's a lack of consistency here. For some of you, this has to do with you within yourself, acknowledging what you feel like within yourself is way different from what you used to feel. Like there's a lot of differences there when it comes to the consistency in your life, and how you go through life and make decisions, and you base some decisions off of how others make you feel instead of how you really feel about yourself, and blocking all the other stuff out. That's like a leveling up here that you're gaining from this in your life. Okay, hold on. If there's somebody here, what would this person say to you? You have Capricorn energy down there as well. I don't think I mentioned that. And Libra and Taurus with the Empress. If there's somebody here, what would they say to you? Well, it flew out aggressively. I wish that we could go back. If there's somebody here, what would they say to you? Is this somebody that may want to do things in a different kind of way? Yeah, look, you are not part of my plan. There's something here that's transpired, I feel like, that wasn't part of what this person was planning to begin with. I don't want to know. I wish we could go back. I don't want to know. You aren't part of my plan. So there's something here that I don't know. I don't know if that means something to you guys, or look, I left before you could leave me. There is this feeling of someone that you may be afraid of, someone leaving you out in the cold. You may have this inner knowing or feeling like somebody could leave you out in the cold. You don't feel real secure in this in some way. It could be something that this person has said to you. They could be afraid. They could have this abandonment wound here, you know, and they could be afraid of you leaving. So this is like when somebody acts like something isn't a big of a deal as what it really is, because it's such a backhanded way to go. But it's like acting like you don't care when you really do. It's that kind of feeling that's there. I don't know if that's something that you've done or something that someone's done that they wish they could go back and change. It wasn't part of their plan. What wasn't part of their plan? hold on, we got to investigate this real quick. It's going off into something else. What wasn't part of their plan? This could be your energy too. Trust. It's like not knowing if you can trust in something because it wasn't the plan to begin with. This wasn't what we signed up for. You know, something like that is there. Chemistry and children. Some of you, that's a message. But I told you. This could also just be about a child as well, you know. They trust in you, but something may not be as you planned it was, but this person or this child still trusts in you, that you'll keep them safe. Children may be a part of this or affect this in some sort of heavy way. There's also this feeling of someone that you feel very closely connected with chemistry and children. It's like that chemistry when it comes to the inner child, like you feel like at home with that person. You just feel very instantly connected with that person. The way that you feel, I feel like, is something that was unexpected. Marriage is at the bottom of the deck. There's something here that's moving into a new direction. Let's see what advice we can get. Then we'll get some charms and initials to close. What if it was easy? I always think about that. When you get stuck in making a decision, you know, when you get stuck in making a decision, what's right from wrong, judgment or justice, you know, what's the feather in the heart, you know, what's the right thing from the not good, not great thing when it comes to that death there, the ending or the transformation of things transforming and changing or going in a new direction, right? New beginning or restarting something, you know, going in that new place. And you get all these different kinds of fears and what ifs and things that play out in that. And insecurities start to come out in that. And you want to be sure, you want to be cautious because you don't want to have to feel all those feelings. Those, at one point, you know, there's just anxieties, there's just fears. Sometimes they can turn into it if you're not careful, you know. And when you have to make a decision. Sometimes you have to just straight up ask yourself, well, what if it was easy? What if those fears weren't there? Or what if those obstacles weren't in the way? What would my heart want? Or what would I really desire in that? Like, what would I want if that was the case? And then you have to kind of go off of that from there, you know. Goodness. It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, and the angels, and all their power. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to accept ease, call in grace, and receive guidance. You are supported. List 10 possible ideas for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here. You just have to say yes to it. Sometimes we make things harder on ourselves than they need to be, you know? I think this is part of this here with you. You may be making something a lot harder on yourself than it really needs to be. And it maybe because it's something that you really want. Or there's a lot of emotions around it, or could be, right? Take your power back. That's the second time I've seen that. You are giving someone control over you, over how you feel. Your happiness should be should only depend on you. So there's someone, I feel like there's someone here thinking, and I'm not saying you shouldn't think about your children. God knows I wouldn't say that. I'm a single mom and I have 3 boys, so I would never say something like that. But you also have to know when to be a parent, when to parent your kids, and do what's right or what's best for them. And if something comes up and it's not part of your plan, knowing that, that they are trusting in you, but not letting that, knowing that you have control in that and you know what's to do is best, and not letting it get to you with being afraid of making the wrong decision, especially if you have a child that's not happy about it. I'm not happy about that decision, but it's what's best. That kind of thing is there for some of you. And I'm not talking about adult kids, guys. I'm talking about, your children, but this is children. For others of you, this is about taking your power back from someone that you feel as if may be emotionally immature, about, like, if you're leaving something or someone out in the cold and they're trying to manipulate, or they have bad intentions here around that, you have to kind of reclaim your power here and taking control of what it is that you want or what it is that you have. And don't let that person control how you feel, how you act. That can be the way with people that we are closest to, because they know us so well. They know what to say to make us feel bad, to get what they want from us. Unfortunately, and you just have to learn how to take your power back from that. That's all. Anything else for pile 3? Different paths. So you and someone could be on different paths. This could be something that's very different from what you're used to. You're not on the same page with this person that you have in mind. The directions that you want to move into are different. So this could be also a question that you need answered with that Page of Swords that's there. I need to know if we're on the same path. I need to know if we want the same things. That's how you take your power back in a situation that you're unsure of. Gratitude is at the bottom of the deck. You need to be grateful for the love already present in your life to attract more love. So being grateful for what you do have, or what you have, the love that you have around you, to allow more. For me, that's my kids. I feel like whenever I get my heart broke, I always try to go back to, or you just feel lonely, or you feel like you just want to be loved. That can be really sad when you're single, and that feeling. I always think about, well, I have my kids here, or it could be anything for y'all. It could be your friends or your family, or something that you really love or enjoy to do, or that fulfills you, what it fulfills you. And for me, luckily, it's my kids. They love me unconditionally, and they're right here every day. So I just kind of take that and get my love from them, and it before you know it, I'm not even thinking about the other stuff anymore. Take Flight is here, and I just picked one, so let's see what it says. Okay. Dear you, there's always more than one side to an argument, 2 sides if not more, to every story, and hundreds of ways to be right, be different, be at odds, and so on. Today we suggest that instead of looking for the differences, you find a meeting place of agreement and approach this experience with understanding and compassion. Seek common ground to understand how another person or how an alternative plan might be laid. Stay out of judgment too. That's why judgment wasn't here. Even though I was feeling it. Observe, discern, but accept that others have different stories, experiences, and journeys, and some people might refuse to remain open to another person's point of view. No matter what, you've been presented with a great opportunity to explore a new way of doing things once common ground is reached. You're attracting people and situations that enrich your life and bring you wonderful things to learn. We love you so much. So this is about, I felt this too here. you know, with that Page of Cups in the reverse. It's like when I said that too earlier, I think, when you can't get someone else to kind of see things in the way that it means something, you know, when you can't get someone else to see like your point of view or perspective, not sitting and trying to make that person see it, because then you're giving your control to that person on how you're feeling. Sometimes you just have to be like, you're not going to understand, and that's okay. You don't have to understand me. I don't have to understand you. We can go our separate ways. We're on different paths. I'm taking my power back. I want to go towards things that are going to bring, you know, joy in my life. That's something that's there. Just observing what it is that you've learned and not placing so much judgment about it or someone else, and, you know, moving on to explore new things. Look at it as an opportunity to learn something here. That person taught you a big lesson, right? That person taught you something big about what it was that you want or what you deserve. Okay, so we have T-Rex here that's trying to come out of the bowl. He always reminds me of wanting to do like big things, but not being able to do as much as he wants because his hands are so short. So maybe not being able to reach, and that's the feeling I felt earlier, like you really want that happiness. You really want to get there, you know, you're ready for it, but it's not quite in your reach yet, you know, and frustration from that is something that's here with the T-Rex. So calming that down. You also have the Skull and Bones, which reminds me of the Death that's here. So definitely an ending, but getting rid of the toxicities, needing to get rid of some toxicities here, maybe needing to socialize more, or needing to find your meaning again of what brings you value, and a sense of security, you know, like maybe learning something, studying something as well, putting yourself more out there, socializing more even. You also have the Butterfly. So maturing, learning, growing, transformation again. Okay, so you have the 2 strings that came out with the out of the deal. And when I picked this up, and I have been putting these strings every time I find them, I guess they just keep falling off, but I keep putting them to the side. They keep finding me again. So you may have some strings attached to someone or something that maybe you have to kind of deal with. But then you also have this ball or roll of twine here, or yarn, whatever you want to call it. So still being tangled up with something is here. That I don't think that that's the issue. I think it has to do with slowly trying to untangle yourself from something. Yeah, and it having to have patience about that. It's helping you to mature in a way. It's like, man, it's like being at work with somebody that you cannot stand. They get on your nerves so bad. They're so immature about things and everything else. And it's like, it's not a great thing, you know, but if you think about it, in the end, you've probably grown your amount of patience that you have because of that person. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Lots here. You have a new beginning here. Maybe even perhaps you're holding on to something like a secret or something like that. But unlocking some doors. You have an opportunity to unlock some doors here. A lot of initials. You have the Nutcracker, so Christmas time could be relevant, or this is just saying that you need to protect yourself or get your power back, what it is that you believe in. You have the Heart, so being careful with your heart, you know, protecting your heart, seeing different sides to someone. You have the Chameleon, so learning as you go, letting things unfold as you go, not being afraid to be yourself, be authentic to what it is that you want. You have the Fossil here, so there's something here that could have imprinted, you know, on you, or using this to learn about using your past to learn about how to do things in the future. You have F, M, or W, V, R, and Q. I don't think there's anything that you can spell here. I don't see anything. Right off the bat, Mr. is here. Listen here, Mr. That's something that's here. I say that to my kids all the time. So that child thing's coming back into play. Maybe you have a child that's acting out in some way or questioning your decisions or something like that and needing to, you know, be a parent. So that's there. Okay, so here you go, guys. VR is there as well. It may have something to do with VR. Your kids get in trouble for VR? Mine do too. That's what I take away when they get in trouble. Listen here, mister. You get off that headset. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. Good luck to you with this. Nice long reading for Sunday. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 4. So if you chose Blue Moon, it says, you are ready, make your masterpiece. So, of course, the song Blue Moon comes to mind immediately when I saw this. Also, there is this idea of cycles that are here on this card. And Blue Moon is something that doesn't happen very often, right? So it's an opportunity, a big, big chance or opportunity. It's saying that you are ready. You can make this happen for yourself. Also, I was very disappointed that I cannot find my blue. I have a blue heart and I can't find it anywhere. So this may be an opportunity to heal something, perhaps, because I can't find that blue heart. So to bring life back to something could be that as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to read from the book what the blue moon is about, which is what your reading's going to be about, and then we're going to go into the tarot. So, blue moon, harvest the fruits of your hard work. Oh, no, that's full moon. Maybe that's something that you need to hear, though. Harvest the fruits of your hard work. So this may be something that you're ready for because you've worked hard enough. You worked hard for this, like getting to the point that you're at, and you can make this happen here for yourself. Okay, blue moon. You are ready. Make your masterpiece. You're being called to finish your project, creation, your masterpiece. This is something that you started but never finished. What project was forgotten because you ran out of energy or creative spark? A blue moon is an amplified full moon. It is a full moon with twice as much power. Its energy is so strong and real that you can almost touch it. The tangible energy can bring anything to fruition. The blue moon is the second wind. It is that powerful rush of energy and inspiration. Think of a blue moon as a final magical touch that completes a masterpiece. The blue moon can be defined in a few ways, but it most commonly is known as a second full moon, to appear in one calendar month. It does not happen often, which explains the well-known saying, once in a blue moon. So there you go. So that's what we're talking about. Perhaps there are some things that you are needing to finish, something that you need to finish, something that that you've been working on, but you haven't. It's funny too, because I accidentally read the full moon, which is, it talked about a lot about that actually. And working on something, working on your harvest, making it happen for yourself. So you're ready for this. You're ready to finish building that masterpiece, to finish something out. This is an opportunity or a chance to do that, to complete something that you've been working on. Maybe you've been procrastinating, or you've been you put a lot of effort into something and you gave up on it. So we're going to use the Dreams Keeper's Tarot for your reading. We're going to start with the tarot and then we'll see where it takes us. Okay, I am going to get some charms at the end out of the box and initials as well. What does pile 4 need to know? What does pile 4 need to know? What does pile 4? So you have a high priestess here in the reverse, which is Pisces energy. Something coming out into the open, right? Something being exposed perhaps, or understanding something and now taking it, taking advantage of something here. You have the Five of Wands. So there may be something here that you're ready to fight for, you're wanting to fight for, you're ready to compete for, perhaps. You're ready to take something on. We have a Ten of Wands. This is about change, drastic change. You're ready to take on some kind of change that's here. You may have been silent and now you're ready to speak up, speak your truth about something, perhaps. Three of Cups. This could have to do with a relationship, a partnership, a connection, friendship, coming together, an event taking place. You're ready for this. You're ready for this event. You're ready to come together with someone. You're ready to have a union here. We have strength here, Leo energy. You're ready to be strong. There's been a lot of Leo energies in the readings lately. We just had the Leo full moon. So this is like the second wind from that full moon. We literally just had it a couple days ago. So it's still kind of here, right? Still lingering in the energy and getting that second wind. So if you haven't came into this yet, I think you will very soon. This has to do with drastic change taking place. Wanting something to change or come together, ready for it. You're ready for union. You know, you're ready for, whether that has to do with something in yourself. You've found your strength. This High Priestess is where this is coming from. So tell me more about that. High Priestess in reverse. What is this? King of Pentacles in the reverse. This could be someone, you know, this could be the truth about a commitment, the truth about a desire, what you want, a truth about something not being what you want or not being in a position that you want to be in, you know, the truth about that. Not feeling stable about something, don't feel right about something, don't feel stable there. Tell me more about this. Don't feel like I have what I need. Needing to take control. Wow, Queen of Wands. This is about your confidence and how you feel. I need to take control here because I don't feel confident in this. I don't feel confident where I am. Being honest with yourself about that and jumping into something here. To change something. Fighting for something. Wanting to fight for something is here. This could be someone here as well. A secret coming out about someone. Tell me more about that, behind that. Oh, they're already drawing me to something else. Different cards. It's the Magician that's here. In reverse. So not knowing what to do about something that you lack confidence in. You need more information. You can only have so much information. You need to gain more information, and you have to kind of step into this place here, the Five of Wands, in order to gain that. It's like you're stepping into a battle, stepping into a fight here to change something so that you can bring something together that you believe in or that you feel strongly about. Something coming out. Okay, I need to get a different deck for that. There's something that's there. Hold on just a second. When you have court cards that come out like that, there can be a manipulation around this. With that Magician in reverse can represent a manipulator. So somebody being manipulative or being sneaky or using something. Tell me about this. What's going on here? Battle wounds. Someone's hurt or jealous. Being afraid of that. This is an ongoing battle here. Someone's acting out of their jealousy, out of their frustration. Something's not going in their way that they want. This is coming out into the open. You may be like starting to see someone's true character because of this or something. Tell me more about this Queen of Wands in reverse. Miss Winter. Wow. Queen of Wands and now Miss Winter's here. Stuck, stagnant, delays, or setbacks. Yeah, this is someone that maybe you've left this person in the cold. Maybe you feel left out in the cold. I mean, you don't feel confident here. You feel left out in the cold, perhaps, for some of you. Or It's an ongoing battle. You don't have what you need. You feel like there's a delay here, or something's just not going the way that you want. George. My cat, George. He'll just sit there and stare at me. He wanted out. He wanted out of something. This could be wanting out of something, right? Like, I just want out of this. You feel stuck with someone or something in a particular way. It's not going, or it won't go the way that you planned or you want, because there's a setback in this in some way. Tell me about that King of Pentacles in the reverse. The straw into gold. Creating something out of nothing. This is the truth. This is kind of what's here. A manipulation around this in some way. Someone may try to create something out of nothing. Somebody may create something out of nothing here. This is what you're afraid of. This is a weird energy. This is already, I can tell you, it's going to be a specific reading for someone, right? Tell me about the Magician in reverse. What's this about? Whoa. Sorry about those dogs next door. You have follow the signs. You're not alone. Two possibilities at a crossroads. It's like you're trying to figure something out. That's what you're struggling with. You get a second chance or opportunity. It's a critical stage that you're in because you're choosing something or having to choose something. You're following the signs and how you feel. But there's a setback or delay because there's this battle wound here, this ongoing battle that's here. You're not seeing eye to eye, being on the same page. Somebody could be creating something out of nothing. There's fear around this in a way. There's an anticipation that's there that I feel. Anticipating. Could be anticipating the worst, not knowing what's going to happen. That is what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. You don't know what's going to happen. You're kind of anticipating the worst case scenario. It could go one way or the other way with this person or with the situation. And then you walk into the battle with the Five of Wands. What is that about? Two of Pentacles. Making a choice. It's hard to make this choice. It's difficult to know what to do. You've been battling, juggling with this for a while because you didn't know how this was going to go. It's unpredictable. Tell me about the Ten of Wands in reverse. The Hanged Woman. Pisces energy. Again. You've thought about this a lot and you know there needs to be something here that changes. You know that something's got to change here. You've seen both perspectives. You've looked at it in the two ways that you have. You're making a decision of some sort. And you're walking into a place of the unknown. But you feel like you're ready for this. You want to make something out of this. There's something here you feel is worth fighting for. It's like you're trying to figure out how important what is to you. And why. And there's this significant radical change that's going to take place. This weight that's been lifted when it comes to a pause. When it comes to a period of pause, of looking at things. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but there you go. Three of Cups. Seven of Swords. Okay, I have to say this. There could be some kind of third-party energy here. But this can also be being very, very strategic around a union. Around the changes when it comes to a union. Around an event or something that's happening here. There's some deception around this. There's some... I feel like mostly it's just I need to be very strategic about things. There's some sneakiness around a Three of Cups. So for some of you, this is could be what you're trying to hide, perhaps, for some of you, not everybody, but that's something that's there. Tell me about this, or being very strategic around a person or a friend or a commitment or a get-together. Tell me about the strength that's here. The Four of Wands in reverse. There's something that you're releasing. This is a lack of peace around a union, around a foundation. Not feeling very confident around wanting to be more confident when it comes to a choice that you're making, and feeling at peace with that choice, that foundation that's there, needing to rebuild a foundation, needing to... A lack of harmony is something that's big here with this Four of Wands in reverse. You're being strategic because you're afraid of something not coming together in the way that you want. This is like pretending to be friends with someone so that you can... It's sneaky energy here, like needing to sneak away, needing to keep a close eye on someone. Someone that's here that could be sensitive, could be easily triggered in some way. This is a weird reading. Why is that Seven of Swords here? What is that about? The Nine of Swords in reverse. Being overwhelmed about the sneakiness around a get-together relationship or a union. Being overwhelmed about that. Two of Pentacles. Six of Wands. You could be worried about this with someone else. Worried that they're being sneaky with a friend or a get-together or something. They're worried about this. You could be worried about this. Something that's catching a second wind here in some way for some of you. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that fits with your story. I'm not following this reading very well. I think there's some complex situations that are here. This Six of Wands that's here with that Five of Wands, it's something that you want to be successful here. You want to make sure you choose the right thing, or you juggle things in the right way going into this, because you're trying to be very strategic around this. Let's figure out what that is. The bottom of the deck is the Chariot. Yes, that's the Cancer energy. You have the Hierophant in reverse right under that. So you're going against something, perhaps. So you're having to do something for yourself, and in order to achieve this, you have to go against something that you believe in. Your beliefs, your morals, your values. You have to go against something in order to obtain this. Taurus energy there too. Blue Moon. You're going into this, I think you're nervous because you don't know what exactly it is that you're creating. You just want it to be successful. I don't know how it's going to go. I just want it to go. I just want to be able to have success in this. You're having to look at changes in a different way, or letting go of something in a different way. Tell me more about this. What is the Two of Pentacles that's here? Six of Wands. Oceans of Tears. I feel like there's somebody here. Yeah, this is emotional loss, defeat, deep sadness, heartbreak, regrets, and mistakes. You don't want to make a mistake here. You don't want to have regrets around this. This is like, I want to do this easy. You can see how the colors are similar here. Cancer energy on this card with that crab. So you may be dealing with a Cancer perhaps, or it's just about your security or your home, or something that feels like home or is close to you in some kind of way. That rat is there. There's some sort of, there's an uncomfortableness that's here, because whatever this is entailing, it goes against your morals in some way, or I don't know, it just goes against something that you believe in. This isn't exactly, I wouldn't want somebody to do this to me, but this is something I need to do, or I have to do it this way because this person here I'm unsure about, or is very sensitive, or can be unpredictable in some way, right? And I don't want to cause pain. I sure don't want to cause pain. I sure don't want to cause any kind of, I don't want to make a mistake and cause a fight if there doesn't need to be one. You know, something like that is there. What is the Ten of Wands? Thanks. Yeah, indecision, lack of consistency, on and off relationship. It could be that there is a relationship here that's not consistent, or you just don't want to start a fight here, especially if there's third party energy. If it's not a consistent relationship, needing to see a different perspective or point of view about it. I do feel like it's something that you want. You're going against, like, this doesn't feel right to you, but it's also something that you feel like is necessary. It's like you want to have your cake and eat it too, in a way. It's just a decision that you know you need to make. You're having to look at the hard parts about it. You're having to look at the not so great feelings of it. The changes that this would cause, or what would happen, you know, if this came out or whatever. You're having to look at, when you are in this hang man energy, hang woman energy, it's like when you have to, you know, he puts himself up on the tree upside down so that he can, even though it's painful to be upside down like that after a while, but you need to look at something, you need to have a different perspective of something, even if it's hard to look at. So it's those things that could be hard to look at, but you have to consider, like, how things would change, or what things would be, or it may be even not so great things like it. So it's a really dense decision, if that makes sense. Tell me about the Hanged Man. Yeah, look, left out in the cold. Scarcity mindset, ready to give up, emotional and material loss. There's something here that you know, you could be just giving up on. For some of you, you may have to leave someone out in the cold here when it comes to this change. You're indecisive about that. This is this energy I was talking about, like this being someone that you want to make sure before you let go of something. For some of you, see how it says ready to give up on? Ready to give up? And you have this card here that says you're ready, and make it something. So you have this energy here of kind of like, this is something that you maybe is so indecisive, or you may be so, like, there's such a lack of consistency that maybe you're just kind of ready to give up on this. And it's something that you're having to go back and reevaluate. Or you're curious about that, you know, should I give up on this? Because is there stability here, or is this going to be something that there's just a lack of consistency with? Just, I think you're indecisive here in a way. Tell me about the Three of Cups. The final dance. So you're making a final choice here about something. It's like you have to go all or no here. It can't be half-ass. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be all or nothing. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. They have the same color dress on. Look at that. They have this same red dress on here too. So the swords that she's holding there as well. I think that you don't know if you should trust someone here. That brings on some anxieties, I think, for you. You don't know if you can trust something or not, or trust someone or not. Seven of Swords, please. Whoa. No. Dang it. It's on the floor. Hold on. Oh, daydreaming. Escapism, wishful thinking, and fantasizing. Yeah, you're trying to be strategic around this. You are in this place, though. You maybe just like you don't want to play games. You don't want to try to pretend like it's something that it's not. Something like that is there. You don't want to get played with either. That's something that's there. I don't want to play games here in this. Either this is something or it's not. Something like that is there. I don't want to get stuck in just an escapism, you know, or fantasizing or having wishful thinking about something. I want to know for sure if I'm in or not. I think it may be because you're trying to decide what to leave out in the cold, but tell me about strength. Yeah, the hand of fate is here. So that's what's making this, I feel like, kind of difficult here. There may be some forces that are beyond your control, or you just feel like there's something that's fated here, or some kind of fated event that you're needing to, you have to be strong about, or a fated relationship perhaps that you feel like is very strong. You're having a hard time controlling that, you know. Tell me about the Four of Wands in reverse with that Knight of Swords. Being very worried about something not going good is here. All over this. Like, you have to be strong because there are things like you can't control here. You don't know how this person's going to react. You don't know what's going to happen here with this. Look at that. Time flies. Fleeting moments, losing track of time quicker than expected. This is like the time that's here is causing anxiety perhaps, or the time that you're spending on this is causing anxiety, or you feel like maybe this is something that you don't want to waste your time or lose time with. Hand of fate, quicker than expected. For some of you, this has to do with how you feel. Well, tell me more about the strength and hand of fate. Creeping doubt. Yeah, there's hesitation here. It's like what now? Let's just wait. You know, that kind of energy's there. Hesitating. Because you have doubts here about a foundation working out properly. This may be your second wind. This may be what happens here. Especially if you're getting like hot and cold energy, not knowing if you can trust someone or a situation. Like, one minute you may feel like, oh, it's going to come together great, or it's going to work out. And then the next minute you may hesitate. You may be very skeptical, you know. You may have doubt that's just kind of creeping in, you know. And time is relevant here when it comes to the more time, the more worried you get, perhaps. That could be attachment that's there. The Emperor is showing himself to me. Can y'all see that down there? Oh, man, you can't, can you? Look, I'll show you. I'll try to not mess up the cards here. Can you see it yet? Yes, kind of. Well, anyway, the Emperor at the bottom of this deck is peeking out, which is Aries energy. So the Emperor, divine masculine energy, you're trying to stabilize something, to do what's right, do what's best, trying to make a decision. This is a hard one, huh? Yeah, this is a hard one because you're in this process, like we talked about in the beginning. There's a beginning to this that hasn't ended. It's like you're going back to it again. Okay, I feel like I'm getting confusing. So you have religious factors at the bottom. This is it. This is part of it. Differences in spiritual beliefs, religious traditions, and spiritual lessons. There's something here that you feel like is in some way, like you can't control this in some kind of way. See, every one of these girls have a red dress on. I don't know if that means something to you, but that's like the safety. That's about your root chakra, your security, your safety. So I don't know if that means that you don't know if you can trust the situation. I think that's where it's coming from. So you have that halfway point. You're ready to finish this. Like, you can finish this, but you're hesitating. Your doubt's creeping in on this. You may feel like timing is out of your control here. You don't want to get caught up in a fantasy. You don't want to play games with someone. You don't want to lead someone on either. And there's this lack of consistency that's here. Having to, or worried about someone leaving you out in the cold. Are you having to do that to someone else? There's this idea of juggling and having regrets around this, or recognizing that this is something that's going to hurt. I think that's a big part of it. Either you hurting someone or someone hurting you. Like, the recognition that this is going to, whichever way you go here with this, it could be something that's painful for you or them, both. That is what's putting pressure on the situation. There's outside factors that are here. Okay. There's someone here that's unpredictable. Spiritual lesson again. This person's in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. About stability. Look at that. This relationship can stand the test of time. Yeah. This is, I feel like, guys, for some of you, this relationship, this is going to sound kind of weird. I just take it how it resonates, but, because, I guess it does for everything, but one of the lessons from this is regaining trust or building trust. If this is some kind of fated relationship here, it has to do, I can already tell you the lesson behind this, has to do with stability in a relationship and trusting a person or trusting a relationship, and building that up. This has to do with being able to trust someone again. But it comes from yourself and your own doubts and your own hesitation, right? Being skeptic about stuff. Because I think it puts you in your head at times when it comes to this person, and maybe trusting this person. This is like a critical stage with this in some kind of way. There also may be one of the reasons is you may be putting yourself in a place where you could get hurt, right? Trusting to know when to leave something out in the cold when you feel like it's not right for you. Something changes in that, or you feel like it's just not, you're not comfortable with the way things are, how things are. If you kind of continue to stay in that place, you'll always be in that place. You have to decide to move somewhere or do something in order to gain something, or let go of something if you need to. This is part of what this reading is to say, trusting in yourself, when to get out of something when you need to, or when to communicate, your needs and how to communicate when you want your needs met, and then knowing when to find your own stability with that information. Give me some more about this for pile 4. What do they need to know? Marriage just came around here, so see, there's a union here. This relationship is moving towards a sacred union. Blue moon, once in a blue moon. This is going against what you've thought you wanted, or something like that, with the Hierophant in reverse, the 7 of Wands in reverse. It's like you're letting your guard down. It's giving you a chance to look at something. This relationship or this thing or whatever this is here for you guys giving you a chance to look at something in a different way. This can look in the way of, I never wanted to get married until now. Like, you know, there's always, like, I never wanted to do that. Have you ever been with somebody and they try to get you to do something and you're like, you keep telling them no? And then you're with someone different and they ask you once and you're like, yeah, I'll do that with you. And then the other person's like, what the hell? Like, yeah, I asked you to do that forever and you wouldn't do it with me. It's because you're in a different place in your life, or you feel differently with that person. That's a big key to it. You know, you feel differently with that person. You're excited to go do that with that person. You weren't excited to do that with that other person. You know what I mean? Something like that is there. I can tell you right now, I don't want to ever be in a canoe with my ex-husband ever again. My first ex-husband did not go over very well. It was like a scene from, what was that movie where they go married to marriage camp or whatever. It was like that, just exactly like that. But I can tell you, there's someone now that I would get in a boat with. I'd be just fine with that person. You know, you feel more at peace, safety, security, stability. You feel more stable here with something. So it's making you see it or look at it in a way that you've not ever looked at it before. Now my ear's ringing really loud. So what is it about that? Denial. You may be denying this at this time. Detach with love to clearly see the truth. You may be denying yourself of this because you're afraid of getting hurt, you know, protected. You're trying to protect yourself from getting hurt. You're denying what it is that you want, I feel. Something that you want, and you're denying it. You're not being expressive about your needs fully. Can I have a card for the spiritual lesson, please? Advice. Forgive and release. You're stronger than you carry love and forgiveness rather than anger. There's something here that it's tied to trust, I feel like, that you're holding on to. That it was a lesson that you've learned. That you're having a hard time forgiving. And this could also be about forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else, you know, for maybe leaving you out in the cold. Something that's attached to this that you may still be holding on to. Part of a lesson. You've forgiven it maybe for some of you, and you just need to release it so that you can find stability and move forward and not look at commitment or not look at union or relationships the same. You know, don't let that taint the way that you see marriage or whatever. Tell me about stability. Different paths. Knowing when you, again, addressing your needs, but knowing whenever you feel stable and you don't feel stable, and when you need to leave something behind and when you don't, and doing it instead of hesitating, you know, and feeling like you have no control in something. Tell me about marriage here. Twin flame. Holy crap, guys. Wow. The person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. With fated relationship, marriage, and twin flame, there's this, you're denying yourself of this relationship, I feel like. For some of you, you're denying that you feel a certain way, right? Out of fear, I feel. Out of fear, something that from your past that you've already learned a lesson with, you just haven't let go of that. Why is denial here? Engagement. Your love life is soon ascending to a higher level of commitment with denial. And hesitation, you're hesitating. You're hesitating to level up in a relationship. And there's this whole mess over here. What's this about? There's someone else here, I feel like, that can go, that may be very wounded from this, or, I mean, this could be an ex or somebody that just may create something out of nothing, or there's something else that's here. What is this about? It's like feeling like this isn't a coincidence. There's somebody here. I just smelled cigarette smoke again. Dude, I do not smoke. I've never had anybody in my bedroom that smells like that, so I don't know where I'm getting that from. I got it in one of the other readings, or this one, I can't remember which, but it makes me feel like there's something that's, this in some way may taint this in some way. Like, creating something out of nothing, a choice that was made, and it's not being a coincidence. And there being somebody that's very upset about this, or very cold about this. Maybe even manipulate the circumstances. And this may be what you're trying to protect. You know? Protect your reputation even. Tell me, what is that about? What's going on over there in that corner? We want to know more about this. Open yourself up to others. This is how you will create new friendships and attract a love relationship. I don't know why I feel like that there's third-party stuff going on here. Difficulties. Jealousies from others may serve as obstacles to success of this connection. That sums that up completely. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. That's what I'm feeling. There's somebody or someone here. It doesn't have to be a third party. It could be, it could really be anything. It's just, there's something here that's causing you to hesitate, or you want to protect something. And the difficulties around this is that there's someone here that's, you don't know how they're going to react, or sensitive, or they may blame someone else, or what is that? I don't know what that means. Blaming a situation on someone else. You're trying to prevent something here. This is a strange reading. I told y'all it was going to be strange when I started. Love your shadows is here. Accept and work on the flaws in yourself so that you can learn to accept others as they are. This is about needing to push past being afraid of what other people are going to feel, other people's feelings, not letting those feelings control you in a way, right? Let's see if we can pull anything else, and then we'll move on to advice. It just seems very complicated. You could be denying your engagement in something, right? Whoa. Declutter. Let go of the old, create a new sacred cycle for yourself. What am I missing? Well, hold on now. Just one second. Get a little aggressive over here. Communicate. Self-awareness. You're needing to communicate this here. You're needing to express the truth about something here. Stress. You're aware that you need to express or communicate the truth about something here. Or you may have to be confronted with that. And that stresses you out. Yeah, you have an apology, evaluation, and ask your angels. So forgiveness is here again. Through mutual understanding. Evaluation. Feed out what no longer serves you. Reevaluate the situation and ask your angels. Seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So there's this idea of, you know, having to apologize, or having to, this is like somebody reevaluating. You know what this feels like? This feels like somebody that you want to kind of just reconcile, or maybe even go your separate ways, be on different paths, find your own stability in some kind of way. Something to do with this. Like you go to somebody and it's like you hash it out, you forgive each other, you evaluate, reevaluate, and it doesn't serve you feed out what doesn't serve you. And you feel supported in that, right, with this. And then that person finding something out that you didn't say. You didn't tell them. Seven of Swords. You didn't communicate. And then having to get a second wind here, like it's a blue moon that that's ever going to happen, right? Having to catch that and having to go through it all over again. I think this is a fear. Self-limiting beliefs is at the bottom of the deck with religious factors. Yeah, negative thoughts are creating that roadblock in your life. So you're not able to move in the direction that you really want to move into because you're afraid of expressing the truth. You're afraid of the truth coming out. You're trying to protect that. You could just be trying to protect someone else. What advice? This is a different kind of reading, huh? I don't know whose message this was, but this was a different reading. What do I resist feeling right now? See, this is a feeling that over here, this you're denying how you feel or what you really want with someone or something. Time is relevant here with this. What do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we must have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. That's the second time that says that here. Apologize, denial. Don't deny yourself in what it is that you really want and why. Don't apologize here for going after something that you really want or letting go of the things that you feel like don't serve you anymore. That's I think a big part of this. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you because it doesn't feel good, especially if you're hurting someone, it doesn't feel good. And then release it back to the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. I'm going to get one more for you guys here. It's a different one from the other groups, but your reading was kind of different. The Chariot is independent energy, okay? It's about getting yourself into the best possible position for yourself, for your highest good, being authentic and true to yourself when it comes to that, and whatever that looks like for you. It's about your security and having faith over the fears that you feel. Ultimately, that's the lesson in this, and trusting yourself or beginning to trust someone else, I think, is something else that's here. But I feel like that's something that may not come up till later. What advice do you have for Pile 4? I'm just going to have to pick one because I can't get one to come out. They're too big. Lead the way, number 12. That's the Hanged Man in tarot. So be a leader. Show others how it's done. You can help others. So there's something that you're needing to step up. You're needing to go with even though it's difficult, it's hard to declutter. It's hard to open yourself up to something new, or it's hard to move on past something here because it's something you want to protect, but it's also maybe something that's necessary. Impossible things. Impossible things. And that's the same exact image as that card that said indecisive, or on and off relationship, or lack of consistency. So impossible things, working through disbelief. Again, self-limiting beliefs. This could be about yourself, like something that's keeping you stuck from being able to really accomplish what you want, or what you deserve. Imaginative leaps, fresh perspective. So again, needing that fresh perspective on something. I want to get one more, just one. Let's do one of these. There's something else that's here I'm missing. Look, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's awesome. I just noticed that. That's so cool. So it's a process, right? It's a process. What am I missing? I'm still missing something. You have 3 cards that popped out. One of them is an ideal partnership. There you go again, in beauty. And that mirror is there. There's someone here, I feel like, that you mirror one another. Like the good parts of yourself. This person mirrors the good parts back to you. Look, there's engagement here, and that's what he's doing. He's engaging to the cheese because they're the perfect pairing. What I'm looking for is also looking for me. That's what it says on that card. Okay, this says power. So get in your Tankosaurus there and take your power back with this. You know, lead the way. The impossible things, you can do it. I'm strong, I'm grounded, I'm powerful. I'm like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank. But not a tank that used for war. I'm like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. Just be yourself, yeah. Be true to who you are. And be open and honest about your needs and what you want and why. That's all you can do. That's really all you can do. Even if someone says it's for other reasons, you know, denying certain things. That was a lesson I had to learn. It was a very hard one, probably more than once, but one of them was very profound. But understanding that, you know, when it comes to doing what you need to do, it's best for yourself in a way. You can still apologize. You know, some of you may not have to, but you can still be honest and say, I'm sorry, but this is what I need to do for myself. Everybody's not going to understand what that means. Not everybody's going to agree with it. Other people may find it incredibly difficult as well. And we want to protect people, you know, that we care about. We don't want to hurt anybody, right? But other people may not understand why you're choosing to do certain things that you're doing. Yeah. I'm like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. So they're saying just be yourself with this to get past the anxieties here. Just, you don't have to do everything for everybody else. Everybody else's needs and wants and securities, and you don't have to sympathize with everybody else's insecurities about what it is that you're doing or the choices that you make. At the bottom line, you have to do what's best for yourself or what you really desire or want, because you'll never be able to please everyone else, ever. You can only ever do what you need to do for yourself. Well, y'all didn't get very many. You have a the truth. Tell them the truth. Have that conversation. Be honest here. Bring clarity to a situation. You have judgment here as well. You also have the Q, which can be for quit. So maybe the truth about why you're quitting something or why you're quiet about something. New beginning. And you have this big bow here. So there's a gift here. There's something here that you value. There's a gift that's here. You know what I mean? Like there's something on the other side of this. Interesting. It's just like an obstacle. It's just a hurdle. And you're getting a blue moon. It's like you're getting an opportunity to make something right or be real about something. An opportunity to be real, step up, you know, do something that you may feel like is impossible. Oh, I picked a lot. Yeah, look at this. I've never seen it like this, but elbow. It's a little person's elbow that somehow ended up in my box, and of a figurine. And it reminds me of putting some elbow grease into it, you know, really getting in there and really putting some effort into something. You're ready. to put effort into something here. You have a 4, which we talked a lot about. The Chariot, Cancer energy, 4th house. That's that security we talked about. You have AI. AI may be relevant in some way. Look at that. Questions and answers. Information. In order to gain information, you have to ask questions in order to get answers to have the information it is that you need. So there you go. Maybe you need to communicate what you've learned. Communicate something here. You have another Q, an N, a P, a J, a G, an A. Gap is here. Maybe a gap. Need to be a gap. We have nap. Maybe you need to take a nap. Maybe. We have an E and an I. So pie is here. Maybe you're afraid to get pie thrown in your face, or it's like bringing somebody a pie when they need something, you know, they need you. We have an L and a D. Down low. Keeping something on the down low. We saw that there. Okay, there's a lot, I'm sure, here. We have land here, so make sure you're landing in the right spot. That's something that's all over this reading. Getting a good grip on something. Something that I'm seeing. Trying to get a good grip on something. Keeping something on the down low until you get a good grip on something, because you don't want to get pie in your face. Right? Okay. I'm going to leave you here with that. So thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you soon.